This episode is brought to you by Tigre Burrito. If you haven't tried them out, then you're missing out. Their hours of operations are from Tuesday through Saturday, 7 a.m. to 2 p.m. They specialize in breakfast burritos and lunch specials. If you like that pica pica, try that hot sauce and let them know that it's the JP Lopez show sent you. They can be located at 720 Highway 62 in Wolford, Texas. It's the small yellow building with the Tigre tiger on it. Rawr. This episode is brought to you by Patriot Paint and Construction. They specialize in residential and commercial painting and drywall. If you're looking for any job to be done for exterior, interior painting, let them know that it's the JP Lopez show sent you. They can be reached at 806-544-7199. Once again, that number is 806-544-7199. And be sure to tell them that it's the JP Lopez show sent them.
Fuck. What's up, guys?
What's up, brother?
Man, thank y'all for coming, man. This week, so to recap, obviously I've got episodes already locked and loaded. So if you're hearing this is in the past. But these 2 weeks, man, the win.
Oh,
God
bro.
dang, bro.
It's been crazy.
What the fuck, dude? 80-mile-an-hour win?
Crazy.
Yeah, so I've been living at work and then trying to get in here, and then we scheduled this, 2 days ago?
Sure.
Yeah, so, hey, thanks, man. Thanks, guys.
Show up and show out.
Did they cancel school?
I wasn't here.
No?
The 80-mile-an-hour wind, we were in Louisiana.
Oh, okay.
With my daughter and stuff.
Yeah.
There.
I think a bunch of the little towns did, bro, because they're like out in the open. You know what I mean?
Yeah. That's what I was thinking, too, because LISD, they said, fuck y'all.
Yeah.
I better
You
come
gonna show
in.
up, yeah.
Well, they
My
did.
kids were
They
all
did shut
pissed.
down some of the campuses in Lubbock ISD, but not because of the wind, because they lost power.
Yeah.
Yeah. I do know that Coronado lost power.
Midday, right? Mm-hmm. Some of the schools lost.
But you know
midday.
why, right?
They didn't pay their bill?
The baseball batting cage, the outside one at the O'Banion field.
Oh yeah.
It ripped and it got up into the power lines.
Oh damn,
Yeah,
for real.
it was. I mean, it was that fucking windy,
Crazy.
Dude, it knocked my fence down.
and
I
that was
have a
welded.
Metal, yeah, welded. It
For real?
just rocked it until it broke the welds on it.
Damn. Who welded it, bro?
I had my cousin come back. The guys who welded was...
We need to shout him out, man. Shout him out.
Instead of a 6-pack, this time I paid a 30-pack, so it's okay now.
Hey, throw Culero right. Hey, shout him out.
Just like Cantu Towing. Fuck them putos. Yeah, they're like out there, like that cop was just waiting for you to fuck up so they take your shit.
Hell yeah. Hey, so you can miss your turn. I kept going like, God damn, I'm in Smire, bro. I know it's not out here. Hey, I'm like 10 minutes outside of Leveland, bro. Where you at?
Jake, what's up, brother?
Chilling.
Chilling.
So how awesome was that third place? I know, but still, man.
Yeah, it was good. 2023, she placed second. 2024, she placed second. This year, this is her last collegiate year wrestling and stuff, and she thought, man, this is mine. And the bracket was bigger. It was 25 women in the bracket and stuff, so it was huge. This is the first, what they say? They set a record. This is the first time a woman's wrestling event went 3 days.
Oh wow!
Oh, damn.
Yeah, it was cool. It was cool, but she ran into a buzzsaw. I mean, this girl, Mia's, for her size, man, she's strong. Mm-hmm. But the girl that she wrestled, she was strong.
And she won first.
Yeah, she went. I told her, just take that. 'Cause she lost her in the semifinals. I said, if the bracket would have been the other way around, you would have wrestled her in the championship, right? I said, but that's just not. You ran into her first before you get to that part.
Yeah.
But the funny, but not funny, but kind of funny. No diss on anybody and stuff. If you got disabilities.
Thomas. Shout out Thomas.
He said funny but not funny.
Yeah,
if you got
funny.
disabilities.
So the girl,
said funny, not funny, but funny.
beat her, the girl that beat her and stuff. Mia came up. She was crying after it and stuff. She got over it and stuff. I was like, hey, you still got to go.
Yeah.
So she's talking to me about the match. I turned from a dad into a coach. I'm like, what happened? What did you see? What did you miss? And she's like, Mia on her wrestling and stuff, she's got real good grip strength, so she likes to do a lot of wrist control and run from there, setting up her takedowns, setting up everything from wrist control.
Yeah.
Right? Well, she said her right hand, Dad, I couldn't get it. It kept slipping. It's like, so I went back, started looking at the videos and stuff, and I noticed she had deformities. Her right arm was shorter than her left arm, and then she had a little hand.
Oh, so it was
So it's like slipping
strong
cup.
as fuck.
It was strong.
It was strong.
But every time she grabbed her wrist, you grab a wrist, the hand's there
pull it, yeah.
to support.
'Cause
Well, there's no
you
hand
ever-
there.
Yeah.
You
she
heard
kicked
that?
him right over.
You heard the R-tard strength, right?
Shout out again, Thomas. I just fucking with you, Thomas.
Yeah, so kind of made her feel better, but she's like, I shouldn't have lost. I'm like, it is what it is and stuff.
Yeah. Does Texas or does UT, they paid for it, or is that all out of y'all's pocket?
So with her and her competing and stuff, it's a club, right? It's not necessarily like NCAA and stuff.
That's what I was.
AA.
I guess that's what I wanted to ask.
It's another organization smaller. It's called NWCA, but it's still it's huge. It's a huge event and stuff. I think they had over 900 wrestlers there and stuff.
Oh, damn.
So it's 3
That's
days of
badass.
solid wrestling and stuff. So it was cool.
but UT still acknowledges that.
Yeah, they still acknowledge it and stuff. They give them money and stuff. So like her gas, hotels, food, all that's taken care of and stuff. for her.
Sweet. And then the coach, is he from UT?
Yeah, he looks like he's from Austin.
Okay. Yeah.
No diss.
A little weird.
a little weird.
Kind of.
I saw you pushing the button. Like, I don't hear
I was
shit.
like, damn, the volume's up. The volume needs to be up.
He looks a little orange.
That Austin look, it's a particular
You can
look.
catch it, bro.
Yeah.
You can see it from a mile away.
Yeah.
Like, oh,
It's just some soft ass. Like,
yeah.
I mean, UT was her first choice.
UT, UNT, and Denton, and Tech.
And you couldn't keep her home. Huh?
I tried so hard, bro.
She just want to get away, try something
She
different.
want to try something different.
That's what we're talking about today, man, with Aaliyah Chavez picking OU. My wife was like, man, maybe she just wanted something different. You know what I'm saying? Like, you just got to get away. Because, like, I ain't going to lie, bro. Sometimes your own hometown holds you back, bro, and they hate on you. You know what I'm saying? On the cool.
You know, I've heard that a lot, but I don't feel that way.
Not with her. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I think it's different, but, you know, I mean, you can't be mad at that. Like, go out and experience.
Yeah.
And,
Dude,
know
you
what I'm
can't be mad at a kid, period.
Oh, no.
She's a kid.
No, she's a
dude.
kid.
Yeah, like why are you pissed off that she didn't choose Tech? Why would she? Tech sucks. Like
Right.
the Lady Raiders, they
Yeah.
were bad back in the day, but they
Yeah.
ain't shit now. Like how many coaches they've been through in like the last 6 years? At least 3 or 4. I mean, why would you choose Tech?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Unless you just really wanted to stay home. But I think this is what we were talking about it before you got here. But I think that she liked the players at OU better.
Yeah.
I think that was the deciding
Oh,
factor.
yeah.
Well, it was a money
I'm
thing.
pretty sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I'm,
Yeah.
well, I'm pretty sure.
100.
I'm pretty sure the money was there for whatever she wanted from UT or OU. So I think it just came down to the relationship with the players.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
you said she just went to OU.
Yeah, she had just got back from a couple days ago.
Wow.
So she just finished a visit there.
And this is your daughter?
No, Aaliyah.
Oh,
Aaliyah,
Aaliyah, okay. Oh, yeah,
She
yeah,
had just
yeah,
come
yeah.
back from
Okay.
OU and stuff. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, so I'm thinking, 3 letters, NIL.
Yeah.
You'd be a fool not to.
From what I heard, is she was asking for 1.5 every year. That ain't. But if you think about it, that ain't shit to OU or Tech. I mean Texas.
Oh, yeah.
They get.
Now, how does
Drop
that-
in the bucket.
How does
Yeah.
that work? Like, let's say you get there and then you're not as great as you.
It works exactly like
Guaranteed.
that. Like you're hiring a shitty ass employee for a lot of money, then you just paid them and then you got to fire them. Like that's how it works.
It's not a contract, right, where you still have to.
Nope.
Obligated to
That's
be, like,
why.
you're done.
That's why it's. I get it because it was so shitty from previous years for these players being exploited and never getting a penny.
Right.
So I get it, but they gotta restructure that somehow because that kid Micah Hudson that left Tech for A&M. Did you see that? That football player that went to A&M, he demanded like millions of dollars. He demanded like a chauffeur from his apartment to practice every day.
Like,
he
nah, we got
demanded
Uber,
cars. I think he demanded like cars for his parents. All this shit, dude. It was like all this shit. This was just barely when football was over. Football hadn't even started, and he's already back in the transfer portal.
That's crazy.
About to like come back to Tech or choose another school.
I'd have been like, my boy SanJuan got a driver. We're gonna hook you up. We got a pre-owned Prius for your dad, a Ford Focus for your mom. We're good.
He even demanded a certain type of car that he was supposed to get chauffeured in.
That's
He demanded
crazy.
an Escalade to be chauffeured in.
Damn.
For real.
Nah, man.
And then flights and hotel for every game for his parent or for like 3 or 5. I can't remember.
To me,
family
bro,
members.
to me, that's kind of like somebody in your ear telling you. You know what I'm saying?
Well, you think they shoot for the moon, and
I think so.
that
I
when
think
they
so.
negotiate, it's because you could only come. You
You're
know
gonna
what I mean?
land on the
Once you say
stars
something,
regardless.
yeah, you can
Yeah,
still
you
be
know what I'm saying?
up there. Yeah,
Yeah.
you know, you shooting from the moon, you still hit stars.
Yeah.
If you don't get what you want, you still get
Like,
to go.
you asked for an Escalade. We didn't have the Escalade, but we got like a brand new ass Tahoe.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Still
Same
badass,
thing.
yeah.
You know what
Still
I'm saying?
nice, yeah.
Yeah.
We'll get Felipe to change the logos on the
Hell
door.
yeah, right. Hey, I got a homeboy who can put a Escalade front clip on this one real quick. We'll call it the Escahole.
That's the whole man.
Real quick.
So like I said, football was ended, bowl game, everything's ended, season's over. He entered the transfer portal. A&M gave him all this money. Football hadn't even started, bro. Like they hadn't even started spring training, and he's already back in the transfer portal.
That's wild.
And you just keep that money.
You keep the money?
You don't. It's not like you give it back.
Shit, I'll drain my bank account quick. I need all this. I need to cash all this out real quick.
Cash it out, man.
So
I'm
that's
out.
why I say UT and OU. If she did ask for 1.5, that's chump change for them schools to give Aaliyah Chavez.
Yeah.
And I'm talking like I know shit. This is all what I've read
Right,
and what I've
right,
heard.
right.
But I've heard she asked for 1.5.
That's what
Yeah.
said in the news.
Oh, it
Yeah,
did.
on the paper, the KCBD letterhead on the.
Oh, I didn't know
website.
that.
Yeah, it said
Okay.
1.5.
But if you think about it, realistically, and you have a daughter, where do you go? Like you have to make that money in college because there's no pros for
Oh yeah.
wrestling, and then if you do go to the WNBA, you're gonna be making way less money than
Oh,
you
yeah.
got paid in college.
Yeah. Was that
87,000 or something.
yeah, that girl from Iowa?
Yeah.
That was Caitlin Clark or
Yeah.
whatever.
Her-
She's only barely. I don't even think she's making 6 figures.
No, because the contract for WNBA is 87,000.
So how much better of a career do you think she would be looking at if she was a male, bro?
Oh, it should
Crazy.
be the next
Ridiculous,
LeBron, right?
Right.
Because she got the LeBron treatment, like televised high school games.
Yeah.
And, yeah.
Yeah.
For
and,
real.
and see, I was talking to my wife about that. Then I was talking to my nephew about it, and I said, dude, like, my wife's like high hopes, bro. Like maybe she could change that. I'm like, man, like you look at the arena, bro, the Spirit Arena.
Yeah.
Whenever the Lady Raiders play, ain't nobody there, bro.
But you know why though? It's not men's fault. It's women's fault. You could ask any woman, name some WNBA.
Oh, they can't.
They don't fucking know shit. Ask them Real Housewife of Atlanta. Don't name every single bitch, her friends, everything, bro.
There's Margaret.
Yeah,
There's
so I hate that hoe. Her fucking fingernail polish. They know all
Fingernail
that.
polish.
You know what I mean? But if you ask them about that sport, women's basketball, they don't, because they don't care. You know what I mean? They really, really don't care. You know, of course, you get to some that are really into it, that's good, but it's
Yeah.
not enough to be able to pay them. There's not
Yeah.
enough money there for them.
I just think it
And
really
that's their
sucks
fault.
for her, bro. That
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying? Like,
Oh, yeah.
it is what it is, bro. Like the gender role plays a big part in this, bro, and it sucks.
Yeah.
That, you know, like
It's because like once they finish their career in the WNBA, right? They immediately got to go back to making sandwiches and washing dishes.
Barefoot in the kitchen.
yeah. All right. Hey, I think I gotta go, bro.
My wife's calling me.
No, I'm joking, but I'm not. I mean, you get what I'm saying? Like
For
they're not
real.
gonna make that money, you know?
Nah,
they're
yeah,
just
nah,
they're
bro.
just not.
Oh, let's take overseas.
Unless you got ass and titties and you go to ESPN to be those commentators, because then that's when you'll make your six-figure deal.
But I think if they could get girls into it, you know what I mean, because the reason you can pay these men in the NBA because we watch it. Yeah. We buy the jerseys, we buy the stuff.
Well, we to add to what you're saying, where's the feminist movement? Like, you know what I mean?
They
like,
don't watch
why are not more feminists watching?
Pushing
for women's sports.
I think if you were to have somebody like Taylor Swift dating somebody in each sport,
Caitlin
maybe.
Clark? Oh no. Now that would get some fucking people there. Caitlin Clark and Taylor Swift together?
They're scissor-in-laws.
Get a throuple going with Kelsey.
Hey,
I'm just trying to get the movement
shave that
going.
mustache first, my boy. Get that taper again.
I'm trying to save the league.
Don't think that hasn't been pitched and behind closed doors somewhere, dude. I'm sure it's been pitched already.
Travis Kelce looked like he belongs on the cast of 1923 on the Cool, right? With that little cheesy ass mustache. He went from like hot boy to like cowboy real quick.
Hey, y'all's pops, did he have facial hair? Y'all's whole life?
Yeah, my did.
I seen pictures of my dad when he was younger, and he didn't have. He was clean shaven.
Oh yeah, my dad didn't when he was younger. Yeah, but my whole life.
Your own eyes. Y'all never saw your dad without facial hair? I never did.
My dad always had a mustache.
No.
Never. And I'm asking that because the wife is toying with the idea of me shaving, and I'm like,
your whole face?
Well, she says a goatee, but I don't know. I'm like, I've had this beard fucking almost 25 years.
Since first grade.
Since first grade. Hey.
And then she's like, I think if you shaved it, blah blah. I'm like, what the fuck are you talking about, man?
Dude, I never liked facial hair, right? Then my girl was like, maybe you should just grow it. I said, who the hell has facial hair?
You like it.
Yo, I lied real quick.
Brad Pitt.
Who the hell has facial hair that you been keeping your eyes on? He's trying to make me look
Who does she like on here? Who does she like on TikTok?
Looking at all of her friends list.
I went to the Bravo app.
goatee.
I went to the Bravo app to see what she's watching. Well, once again, man, thank y'all for coming. And I had some topics here that I really, really wanted to, talk to you guys about. And I'll ask you one right off the bat. And for me, it's what's a fucking smell or a scent that you fucking absolutely can't stand. For me, bro, it's like so traumatic. And I smell this scent in paradise, like in Mexico, like because it's okay.
Very distinct.
So check this out. Trash can water. Trash can juice.
Yeah.
Oh, dude, like that my whole I was a kid and my dad worked me to the bone, right? So trash can juice, you're like, nah, that's wet. Like he's like, grab that shit, put it on, throw it away. And I'm like, it's fucking wet. Like, and dude, like me dio asco my whole fucking childhood. And then so we, fast forward my adult life and we're going on vacations and you're walking through Mexico and shit and you're like, oh fuck. Like,
Yeah.
dude, that scent, oh dude, I hate it. I can't stand it. Can't be around it.
Yeah.
It's just that 1 or 2 day old rainwater on the bottom of the trash can, and then you go throw the dumpster, you open that lid, like, boom, all
It's all musty, smelling. Ah, man. Yeah, that's nasty, bro.
But yeah, I would argue like, I need gloves, get that shit, and fucking put it. And I'm like, fuck, man. You're all showering, you still you're like, fuck, it still smells.
I look in your nostril hairs.
Yeah, right.
Caked in like a bug.
I heard a hack for that, and I don't know if it's true. Like if you can't get a certain scent out your nose, to get a Q-tip with alcohol and wring out your nose with the alcohol tip.
I know they use beans like whenever you're smelling different colognes to kind of clear the smell.
That's what she just told me today.
Yeah.
She said whole beans clears your nasal palate or some shit.
Like if you're at like Dillard's or wherever, like smelling, they'll have the beans that you just kind of smell. And
I never
They
paid
have them
attention to
there?
that.
I didn't know.
See, I never
Coffee
paid attention
beans.
to that.
Yeah.
Never. Cause she told me that, and I thought she was lying. Like,
They do.
yeah.
Yeah.
You must buy a lot of cologne.
Hey,
VIP,
I
you gotta
like
be a
the smell
VIP to
good,
get the
bro.
beans.
I never noticed it. In all my years of buying cologne, never.
Yeah, next time check it out, bro. Most places like that will have like a little cup of beans that you can just grab and.
Yeah, cause I'm a cologne whore, bro. For real. Yeah. And if I don't like much things, but the shit that I do like, I'm pretty fucking excessive.
Right.
And remember, I came and brought you a ball. I was like, I don't like this fucking sell. Whoever wants it, and I think you took it, right?
Yeah.
Dude, I'm cologne whore, and she's like, I need to get you whole beans or something. I was like,
Yeah.
The fuck
so
you talking about?
So the colognes that you like, what are you like there's different colognes.
You got
right?
time?
Yeah. Cause I'm more
love
like the sweeter.
Yeah.
I can't do the whole.
I like the spicy.
I love.
Yeah, see the
I like
spicy.
the spicy, like the older gentleman,
Yeah.
I guess, kind of smell.
I like floral, and I like vanilla.
Yeah.
The vanilla floral type.
So like,
shit.
what's your favorite go to?
Dude,
New or old school?
for real, it would have to be that Paco Rabanne Evictus.
Man, that shit goes
That's
hard, bro.
fuck, dude.
Dude, I love that one too.
Every time I wear it, somebody's like, "What are you wearing?" Like, it makes me feel all good.
Hey, let me
Shit.
Just farted.
The Aqua de Gios is my favorite.
The white one or the black one?
The white one.
Okay. Have you smelled the black one?
Yeah, the black
That's
one
a
smells
bad
good, too.
motherfucker too.
That one in the light blue, the Dolce.
So think about that, right? Like, we just named like scents that have withstood time because they came out years ago,
back.
and like they still, even the young kids still fuck with
Dude, I
them.
went and got some old school Tommy, bro. That shit goes hard, too,
Dude,
bro.
but it don't last. That's
It
the only
doesn't,
thing
bro.
about it. Yeah.
Juke.
Yeah, Juke. Hey, you know what smells good? But with weed, the Aspen. Remember the Aspen cologne?
Oh yeah.
But you have to like smoke a blunt and then.
Oh, you said with
Good,
weed.
bro. Yeah. You gotta mix the two. You gotta mix the two.
Allegedly.
So I've heard.
That's a smell that takes me back, bro.
But wasn't Aspen a cologne? A clone for Polo? Remember the green
know.
Polo
Yeah,
bottle?
yeah.
I thought Aspen was the cheap.
It probably was.
Yeah.
Cause I know Johnny was the knockoff Tommy.
Johnny?
Johnny.
Never heard of that one.
Yeah, bro.
remember that
They used to sell it at Anthony's, bro. Remember
Really?
Anthony's in
Yeah, I
the
remember Anthony's.
It was
Charlie
called
Brown?
Johnny?
It was
I don't
called
remember
Johnny,
that
bro.
one.
Damn.
Hey, Juanillo.
My very first cologne was it had to have been a dollar store. Like, for real. I know dollar store was open back in the day.
Right.
Like the Dollar Tree, but it was called the dollar store. And I remember seeing that green Polo bottle, and I begged, and my dad bought it. That motherfucker lasted. When you sprayed it, that's how it smelled, and then it was gone.
Yeah, that's it, right? Yeah, that's it. Yeah. Hey, I
walking
think the
around
dollar
spraying
store
it.
was probably TJ and Y. Remember that? TJ and Y.
Yeah.
TJ and Y.
Yeah. It was on
the Piggly Wiggly. It was in the
like Frank
Town and
Slide.
Country Shopping Center.
Oh yeah. Yep.
A long ass time
With
ago.
that Snow White Bakery.
And the Snow White Bakery. Then they had Eckerd's, the Pinocchios, and then they had it was a food store. It was like Saving Game, and then it turned into like
I
Furs,
know it
right?
was Albertsons for a while.
Albertsons for a little bit. Yeah,
But at the very end, they had the copper.
Copper. Yeah,
Remember the copper at the very end, man.
But
by the
before it
road.
was
Right, and then
Albertsons.
Furs was right
Yeah.
there too.
Before it was Albertsons, and I know Furs was the buffet, right?
Mm-hmm.
Wasn't that store the food store? Wasn't it called Furs?
There was a Furs.
It was
I don't
Furs,
know.
yeah.
It was, and I'm not. In La Mesa, we had a Furs.
And it was a
supermarket.
supermarket, right?
Yeah,
And
because
I
even there
want to
was a
say,
Furs on 19th and Frankfurt too.
I want to
Yep.
say before it was Albertsons, I think it was called Furs.
Yeah, like-
Yeah.
Yeah. And then it turned to Albertsons, and then
Because I think at first it was Saving Gain, and then Furs, and then Albertsons.
yeah, and then it turned to Hollywood Video, or
Hollywood
no,
Video.
Hastings Video.
Yeah,
Hastings.
yeah.
Then they had the Fast Stop. Was it Fast Stop or Forced?
Short
Stop.
The
Yeah.
burger.
Yeah.
Hey, there's still one in Round Rock, bro.
For real?
In Austin.
Yeah,
Shit.
Yeah.
I
Same
see.
prices? Or prices?
Probably not. Bro, probably not.
How about we about to make a trip?
I think it was like 4 burgers, 4 fries for like $10.
Yeah, it was some-
It was
dirt
something
cheap, bro.
cheap, bro.
Yeah.
There's
cheap.
one there's one in Austin too.
Yeah.
in Round Rock.
There's over by no, it's in Austin. Austin over. And the only reason I know this because Mia, she loves to go to. I think it's called Cabo Bob. They serve burritos. They're bomb. Yeah, they're bomb. But There's a shortstop right there.
So we go to Austin at least twice a year for training at work, and we go for a whole week. Ain't no way, bro.
No.
Ain't no way.
Right?
Dude, we bought, and it was just a pizza joint. Like, not like nothing fancy, nothing like franchise. It was just a pizza joint. We bought 2 large pizzas, an appetizer, and 3 drinks. $97.
Yeah.
God, man.
And I was like,
That's crazy.
Fuck Austin, man. Like, fuck Austin.
That's
Like,
crazy.
who's paying that? For real. And it was packed.
All the people from Cali, bro.
Yeah.
All the people come from California.
It's cheap to them.
Yeah.
You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
it
They're
is.
used to
It
spending
is.
that big bread.
Yeah, I looked at my boss. He wasn't my boss at the time. He's my boss now. And I looked at him and I was like, "Is that right?" He was like, "I don't know." And he goes, "You said 97?" She goes, "Yeah." I was like, "Fuck, we just, god dang."
And I'm still hungry. But I'm
I
still
was
hungry.
burnt off.
Yeah, so I was like, "Man, fuck Austin." And everywhere we went to eat for dinner, it was like that.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah, every time
Man.
we go down there, it's like that.
Yeah.
I can't tell the difference between the homeless and the hippies there, man.
Yeah, I know.
Fucking- they look and smell the
can't-
same,
They dress
bro.
alike.
Yeah, I got the same
You
perfume.
said they look and smell the same.
I smell like trash can juice.
The only difference is what the sign says. One's protesting and one's begging for money. But they both got signs too, bro. That's what I was like, shit, fuck
That's
that.
funny, bro.
What's your
Man.
scent you can't smell
Me,
or stand?
incense, when they burn.
For real?
Dude, I cannot fucking stand them. Angel burns them downstairs, right? And I'd be like, what the fuck is that smell? And I'm walking around, I'm like, Angel, you burning shit down there? Yes. And I like, turn that shit off. And I'm like,
You got that long ass stick with the little catcher.
yeah. The thing is, dude, I don't care what scent it is, it all smells like shit to me. Like bad. I'm like,
Yeah.
fuck, man. And then I get mad. I'm like, you fucking smoking weed down there? So I'll go down there and she likes the smell of it. And I'm like, it fucking stinks to me, bro. And everybody's like, you're over it. It smells okay. I'm like, fuck no. It gives me a headache.
I wonder if that's a youth thing. Because
My
our
barber does
boy,
that.
yeah, our boy,
They burn them?
Hell
Shit, I
yeah.
can't, man.
our boy burns the shit out of incense too, man.
Yeah, my daughter does too.
Yeah.
Really?
My 20-year-old still at the house. She loves
They're all
burning incense.
performing rituals and shit.
That's why she took the dog. Go to see the poor dog. We thought we saved it.
Yeah, because he would go buy those. Where the fuck were we at, babe? Mike? Even if you told me, I wouldn't even know. But it's like those ones where you like pick like 20 for,
Yeah,
for a dollar.
For a dollar.
And they're all different scents, and
They
he
come in a little
burns the
plastic
fuck.
ass
Yeah,
bag.
he burns the fuck out of them. Oh, Five Below. It was Five Below.
Five
They
Below?
stink
Yeah.
though, man. You like the smell?
I don't mind it, but if I had to choose, I wouldn't fucking do it.
Dude, they fucking
Yeah.
stink, man. And man, would be like, oh, that's she's growing. The fuck she lives here, man. That shit stinks. Like, I can't, like, seriously, bro. Like, I can't watch TV. Like, it just gives me a bad head. It's so
Yeah.
strong.
Yeah, it
like, I
is
can
strong,
And it's in
smell
the
it.
basement.
Yeah,
It-
she's in the basement.
And
It comes-
damn.
Feels like it comes
Yeah.
all the way up and fucking slaps the shit out of me. I'm like, these motherfuckers, man.
It's all let's hit someone's nose.
Like, fuck, man. Yeah, that's it.
That's crazy. I mean, I get it, but it don't bother me. But my boy, you couldn't live in my house
Bruh.
because that motherfucker burns them all the time.
All the time.
Yeah.
Y'all
I
remember
thought
that?
I related that to weed.
Yeah, that's
Probably
what I thought.
incense.
For
Yeah,
real.
like, you were trying to
Whenever you
cover up
smoke
a-
weed to kind of cover it.
I guess because I always like remembered back in the day in like junior high and shit, the friends that did smoke weed, they would burn incense.
Yeah, to cover. That's why I
I
told you. I
guess.
thought I was like, you smoking weed? Go down there and start looking.
Hey,
she just
at my house,
sitting there. I'm
bro,
like, man.
y'all remember that spray from the dollar store with the Indian on it, with the maroon ass top? It's a big ass can, bro.
Like an air
Like
freshener?
an aerosol?
Yeah, air freshener. Yeah, with the Indian, it smelled good, but
Yeah.
like that's what I would used to hide the weed smell from my mom.
Was it
Either
called
that,
was it called Afro Leather?
bro? I couldn't
No.
even tell you, bro. I just knew the picture of it. It's like an Indian with the maroon top.
Could it have been a black person with a fro? No, I'm not trying to be funny. I'm
Nah,
not
it's
trying
like,
to be
it's
funny.
like a big chief Indian.
Oh,
like that
okay.
kind of.
Oh, my bad.
It
My
wasn't,
bad.
it wasn't spicy, bro. It's fruity.
Okay, because I remember
Does she have a
something
fist
like
like
that,
this?
and it was called like Afro
could it
Leather or
have
some
been?
shit. For real?
Oh,
Yeah. I know.
Nah.
I know it sounds funny
Yeah.
as a joke, but I remember something like, and it was called Afro
Nah,
leather.
it was something else, bro. It was either that or the carpet powder. Remember carpet powder?
Yeah, that shit.
Hell yeah.
That shit strong. Smells
my
good.
mom get home and be like, why the hell is the carpet all white? How's it smell?
I was about to start cleaning up, mom.
When the
high
fuck
as
you ever
hell.
gonna vacuum, cabrón? It's been like this for 3 weeks.
The damn cans all empty. I'm like,
You're all walking around, your footprints are everywhere. On the powder. Like, God damn.
so Dad, you've been back and forth all
All
day.
day.
How much fucking weed you smoking? You're not putting it on yourself. Were you a
funny.
big weed smoker in junior
Dude, I
high?
used to love smoking
Yeah.
weed, bro.
I never
every
fucked
day.
with it, man.
No.
Like
You
legit.
did it, huh? I didn't smoke either.
Never. Me and SanJuan would go to his homeboy Joe's house, and I don't remember like if it was him, but they were always smoking weed at that house, right?
It was his cousin Chris.
Yeah.
Tweety.
And I just never fucked with it.
Yeah, neither.
Never.
It's never our thing.
Yeah. And I would be scared because I was gonna go home smelling like weed, but I never touched
Dude,
it.
I would walk by my house, bro, and like I did today, like kept going. Like I would just walk by if my living room light was on, I wouldn't stop, bro. I'd keep walking. Hell yeah, back and forth. As soon as I saw the light off, I would walk in, bro, on the cool.
Just
Hell
like
yeah.
today.
Yeah, like today, like I
The
said,
cop
bro.
just drive
Yeah.
by.
Just kept going, bro. I
Didn't
ain't
even have to
stopping.
think about it. Like, nah, I'm going. Still going.
Yeah, but it's crazy because my dad used to smoke weed too, right? But he already knew what time it was,
Yeah.
bro. So
Hey, Jake.
what I would do is I would look for like my dad's half burnt
Oh, the roaches?
Yeah, bro, and I'd burn them, and then I would go to his little weed tray, and I would take a little pinch of it, and then he started noticing, so he started rolling them, bro.
It went from a pinch to a scoop.
Yeah. I tried to get him more comfortable, bro. And then the more I would take, bro, he started like rolling it, bro.
Yeah.
So I would just look for his little half burnt ones or whatever and like light them up.
Did he ever say anything to you?
Nah, he never told me nothing, bro.
Nothing?
But he knew.
He knew.
knew.
Yeah. Because I mean,
But that's
I
his
talked
stash. You
about
don't
it.
know
Yeah,
about his stash.
yeah. I mean, I've talked about it before, man. Like, you know, I grew up, you know, like with the whole dope dealing deal.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like he taught me everything that I knew, bro. So there wasn't a whole lot that like he could tell me because he showed me everything.
Yeah.
You know?
You know what's funny is I don't know if it was a product of just the environment that we grew up in or I didn't know better. I don't know, but I had a cousin that grew up smoking weed and then he eventually like you said like his pops he was my second cousin, so like his pops was my first cousin.
Right.
And his pops I guess didn't care or just said fuck it and they would smoke weed together. And I
Yeah.
always thought that was cool.
I wish my dad smoked weed with me.
Yeah.
All we
And then
found.
like
Without.
I got into high school and shit, and I was like, man, that's fucking ghetto, man. How the fuck did I think that was cool?
It is ghetto as hell. Bro.
You know,
Yeah.
even to this day, man. Like I know beer, it's nothing, right? Nothing thing. But I can't with my pop like the way he was. I just could never, even today, can sit down and drink a beer with him.
No,
Really?
Yeah,
For
man.
real?
I feel awkward. When
like
I'm
out
with
of respect, or
I guess so, man. Because like he'll be there and he'll offer my friends, "Hey, you want a beer? You want a beer? A beer?"
Yeah.
He would never offer me one.
But
So
he'd
when-
offer everybody else.
Ask everybody else, "You want a beer? You want a beer?" And he would give it to him, and then I'd be there. He would never offer me.
Yeah.
So I was afraid to, and I'm
Yeah.
45, man, and
Yeah.
still to this day,
Yeah.
he won't offer. He'll offer everybody. He won't offer me, and so I just don't. And so when we're there, and everybody's, "Hey, you want a beer? Someone? I'll get it for you." I'm like, "Nah, I'm good, bro."
Yeah.
They're like, "Dude, you're fucking 45, bro." And I'm just like, I just can't. I'm uncomfortable.
Yeah.
Around my pop.
That-
I don't
that's how-
drink as it is, but
Yeah.
What if he did offer one?
I probably would because he offered it to
'Cause
me.
he
You know
offered
what I
it to you,
mean?
right?
Because he offered it to me.
Yeah.
But it's just been, he's never offered it to me. And it's just, it was always like, don't do, because he went to prison for drugs, selling dope. And,
For real?
yeah.
I never knew
when
that.
he was young, man, we were little, like 5.
damn, I didn't know
And he
that.
went to prison, he got out, never fucked with shit again, right?
Yeah.
But he always drank. And he was really hard on like, don't do drugs, don't sell
Yeah.
drugs, don't fucking, you know what I mean? Don't drink. And even though he drank, he didn't want that
Yeah,
us
yeah,
drinking.
yeah,
You know what I
yeah,
mean? So he would never. And then as I got older, he would ask my friends would come over. We'd be there, and he'd be like, "Hey, I want a beer." He have
Everybody except you.
except me, right? And then everybody would start drinking. They'd be like, "Hey, you're not gonna get a beer?" I'm like, "Nah, man, I'm good.
yeah,
I'm
yeah.
good, bro." They're
See,
like,
that's how I felt with my dad, bro. Like, cause like you said, how you thought it was cool. My dad used to smoke weed with my nephew, bro, but he would never smoke with me. I'd be there like, I smoke weed too, bro. Like, y'all supposed to leave me out of this? You know what I'm saying?
But like that saying that your dad is the only person who wants you to do better than him.
Yeah. Right.
Regardless of what he does, it doesn't matter. You know, he wants you to be better. And, you know, weed is weed, but it's just the little things like that. Like him, you know, my dad drinks all the time. He always has this thing like, hey man, you forgot to do this. Was I drinking? Yeah, that's why. Or if he says no, you weren't drinking, well, that's why. I forgot because I wasn't drinking. Either way.
Either way. Yeah, that's funny, bro.
But yeah, man. So he's just always been like that with him. That's
His pops walked in. He wanted to check out the studio, and I offered him some shit out of the fridge. He's like, man, have at it. And he was like, no, I'm good. So me and SanJuan go to dinner that week, and I go, hey, man, your pops don't drink no more? He looked at me like I was stupid. He's like, what, man? He's like, when is he not drinking? I was like, I'm just asking that because I offered him some beer.
He don't drink water?
Dude, I tell you, when you work with him and the guidance that they all know when you're loading up his van, you got to load his cooler up first.
Yeah.
He'll give fucking forget the airless, the fucking paint. Do not forget the fucking cooler, man. He will come back for it. I'll be like, man, we're going back. We can't get it at lunch. He's like, fuck no. Look at that fucking cooler. I was like, damn, all right.
Hell yeah.
Or he'll call me. He's like, hey, man, I'm already over here, and fucking dumbass forgot my cooler. I said, okay, what? He goes, well, bring it to me. I'm like, bro, I'm in Littlefield. He's like, just bring it. I'm like, fuck, man. I was like, you can't go get it. He goes, nah, I can't leave these dumbasses here. I'm like, and then I tell my guys, hey, man, I'll be right back. They're like, where are you going? I got to go get my daddy's cooler. In Lubbock? I was like, yeah. Where are you going? Idaloo or something? They're like, that's fucking crazy.
He said the Idaloo.
Yeah, for real, man. And I'm like, you can't buy beer there? He's like, yeah, but I don't have a cooler. I'm like,
Yeah.
all right, man. Yeah. I'm like, all right, Paul.
That's funny, man.
Jake, what's that scent that you don't fucking stand?
So I was thinking about that. I was like, damn, I can't, because I'm pretty good with smells and stuff. It doing what I do in the past and stuff, I've been around a lot of shit.
Literally.
But I was talking to Marissa, and she was asking about the questions and stuff, what was going to be asked, and I brought that one up. She's like, babe, you don't remember? I'm like, I don't know. And then you brought up Mexico. We were up there with the kids, and when we go shopping, we don't go to like the tourist area. We go down to the Pulga, to wherever everybody else shops at, right?
Yeah.
So we're staying on the resorts, and you got to take the bus. It's like, I don't know, 50 cents or something. Well, we get on the bus, and I guess it was like shift change or something. Like a lot of the people that live there are leaving the resorts and jumping on the bus too, right?
Yeah.
Well, you know how them people, they work all day. They're either cooking or they're dancing or cleaning. I mean, they do everything, right? All day. So it's me, Marissa, and the kids, and there's like 40 of them that jump on that bus. And the windows open, and it's hot, and they smell like ass.
Number culo.
Dude, it was
Culo con caca.
And I told Marissa, I told Marissa, I said, I blocked that shit out of my mind because I was damn near throwing up out the window and stuff. And I felt bad because they were looking at me, and I was like, and people were looking at me and stuff, and like, what? I'm like, you don't smell yourself. He's like,
He said, you don't smell.
he's like, what is the smell like?
Puro verga.
It was bad. We finally got down. We finally got down to the food and stuff, and we get off and we're doing our shopping and stuff. He's like, "You ready to go back?" I'm like, "What time is it?" Because I don't want to catch up my shift change.
I don't want to shift change.
I don't want to be on shift change on these. And guess what? It was shift change. All the way back. That's a long ride.
Number nalgas the whole way.
That's something that I noticed on your Facebook pictures, bro. Because y'all went to, y'all are in paradise, right? And then you can, in some of your other pictures, you can see that you're actually in the city.
Yeah.
In the fucking city.
I love doing that. Yeah, we just started doing things like that and stuff. I told Marissa, you know what? If we're going to go experience it, let's not just experience the resort. Because the resort's only going to give you so much of it, right?
Yeah.
So we go into town, we take, everybody's got Ubers now and Lyfts and stuff. You catch one of them things, take off into town. You get a good driver and stuff, they'll take you to the real.
So, real quick,
real deal.
To add to that, we do a senior trip to Cancun, me and my buddy Chris. So, we come back to like, hey, we us as a group, we need to go to Cancun. Right. And I know the ways, I know the holidays. So, we go back to Cancun with my friends. Well, all my friends are pendejos, right? Like, hey, let's go fucking, because all the bars were like, $30 to get in, but it was drink till you drown.
Yeah, yeah.
But my friends were still like, nah, dude, $30 is a lot, dude. So they were like, let's go pregame. So anyways, long story short, we decided to take a bus to the Walmart. They had a Walmart in Cancun. So we figured out the bus route that we get off, and I was like, dude, like this is a shithole. Like, what the fuck? And I'm like, this is not Cancun. And it didn't occur to me that, just
there's another side of it. Yeah, there's another side of it.
And anyways, so, dude, oh, fuck.
It's different.
Yeah, it was. And then, like, walking through, through all that shit,
There's
and everybody's
like a Gulf
looking
side
at
and
you
a
like.
Caribbean, right? Is that what
In
it is?
Cancun?
Like the Gulf side, and then that's Cozumel.
You're talking.
Yeah, Cozumel.
They have that one, the hotel district, right?
Yeah.
What-
They
that
have the
whole
lagoon.
strip.
Yeah,
They
the
have
whole
the
strip.
lagoon on one side and they have the ocean
and
on
that's
the
like
other side.
the American
it's all-
Cancun
yeah.
shit. Right
Yeah,
there.
because
I
all
didn't
that
like
shit is
at all, man.
Americanized.
Yeah,
All
I
that
didn't
shit's
like it.
Americanized. Yeah. But we, like I said,
Yeah.
so we're walking into, like, we had to walk from that bus stop a ways to get to Walmart. And, like, walking by people, and everybody's like, who the fuck are y'all? Like, what the fuck? Yeah. And then we get to Walmart and buy all these bottles of fucking alcohol to take to our hotel room. And walking back to the bus stop, all pendejos. Yeah, man. Like, yeah, you're right, man. It's a
fun.
different fucking... It's a different side of that town
Yeah.
from what they paint with
yeah.
the resorts, man, for sure.
Big time. Big
That's
time.
crazy.
That's what we used to. Remember, I told you we used to nothing but Airbnbs. Every
Yeah,
country
yeah.
we went to, because we wanted to experience the culture and the way everybody lived, and get local restaurants and shit like that. And then this dude turns me on to a fucking all resort.
Oh, all inclusive.
So we
Only way
went
to
to
go.
the Hard Rock in the Dominic. Never again will I do Airbnb. fuck the culture. Give me room service 24, dude.
Someone don't even want to breathe on vacation. He's like, hey, breathe for me.
Breathe for me.
I'll be like, yeah, they're like, what's smelling? I'm like, Mexicans.
Like Mexican.
Working Mexicans, I don't like the smell of none of them. He's all getting on the bus like, no. Nah. But like I said, I'd never been. So when we went to Jamaica in October of last year. And we did the Airbnb, but when I went there, man, the pictures looked... Whoever took those pictures, bro...
They good.
They need to be hired.
They finesse you.
Cold-blooded. It looked beautiful, and I get there, and I'm like, what the fuck? And like...
No, they hold up the picture. No, see, look.
That's right there. That's right there. And I was like, and, if it's me and if it's guys, no problem.
Right.
No issue.
Yeah.
But I got 2 girls and a 5-year-old. So I was like, fuck this, right? So I'm trying to find someone, but it's peak season there, and I couldn't. So I got the last 2-3 days in a little resort, super little. Only had 1 restaurant there and shit like that. But that was my first taste of it. And I was like, that's pretty cool,
This is cool right here.
So she said, next month, let's go to the DR. So I said, fuck it, let's go. So we went, and I did the whole package, right? I called this dude, I said, I don't know what the fuck I missed it out on, bro. This place has 11 restaurants, like 6 food trucks, 24-hour. We would go out to eat, and my girl come back and order room service.
Yeah.
It was just, like, and they know how my girl eats, man.
Yeah, dude.
She's like 110 pounds, but she eats
Putting it
like
down.
she's
Bro,
275.
honestly, like, if you just recorded her life just eating, you'd probably think, like, this girl's in the 600-pound life,
Yeah.
man. For real. And
not
then
in Houston.
she's like 100 pounds soaking wet.
but she likes to get high.
Yeah.
Right. So she eats high. So that's just her thing. She gets blown and just eats and eats and eats. And then I'm just like, man. So we go out to eat and eat a lot, man. And on the way, hit food trucks, and then get there. And first thing she's doing, bro, is ordering room service. I'm like, but it was the most relaxed I ever had. I told him I'll never ever.
Because you don't
Do
got to worry
Airbnb.
about shit.
Nothing, bro.
Yeah.
Nothing.
Everything's there.
Yeah.
Whatever you want.
Everything's
I love
Everything's on
I
them.
love doing that.
Yeah,
we went
man.
to Puerto Vallarta, right? But we stayed. It's called Punta Mita. But they had a
Dude, your beach
Secrets?
pictures, your portraits on the
Dude,
beach were
that-
fucking
Duke. It was beautiful there.
chef's kiss, dude.
So we stayed at the resort, and then we did one night. We went into town. It was about an hour drive.
Yeah.
And we found this little boutique hotel and stuff. Badass, $100 for the night. It was solid. And then we took all those pictures around town, downtown and stuff. And
Did you see the thing where they do the?
Yeah. I got video of it and
Yeah,
stuff.
that's
Yeah, we were
awesome,
there.
man.
Yeah, it was badass. It
And then
was
you
nice.
went to a club, right?
That one
Or a bar?
Yeah.
That was like a club-like bar?
Yeah.
Yeah.
it's-
See,
it's-
dude, like, I would love to do that. You know what I mean? But I have a wife that's a scaredy cat, and she will not enjoy the nightlife that's off of the resort because we'll get killed and murdered, and we'll be on Dateline. We'll be on Dateline. And anything, the worst idea you could possibly think, that's what's going to happen to us. Yeah,
He's gonna end up in the water tank on the roof.
You know, like we would go places and we go into the town, and in Jamaica they were really aggressive, right? So we're walking around and have Angel and Amanda, and it's hot. So they got shorts on and their shirts, and we're walking around, and the man was like, "That guy's like looking at me, blowing kisses at me." I was like, "Who?" She's like, "Him." I said, "Hey." You miss every shot you don't take. I mean, I don't know if your true love here with me. She's like, "You're a fucking asshole." I was like, "I'm just saying, my love."
just because the goalie's there don't mean you can't score.
I'm just saying. She's like, "You're stupid." I'm just playing. Just ignore him. Just ignore him. We're good. And so we walk around, but I don't look at the bad things that could happen. You know what I mean? It's a good experience, good people. Generally, everybody wants you to have a great time.
I think there could be bad things that happen, but you get yourself into bad situations.
What I mean? I think it's middle of the day. I don't, if I'm over there at 2, 3 in the morning looking for shit, I'm gonna find shit.
Or taking drinks from other people.
We're walking
getting
around.
close to other
So
people.
on my wife's 40th, I took her to Cancun on a resort that was fucking bad to the bone.
Yeah.
Like I researched it. I was like, I want all the bells and whistles, all this shit, right? So her birthday's in December. So 40th birthday. I never been ever in an ocean in December, a tropical ocean, and it was awesome. Anyways, so like October maybe, someone gets gunned down in the fucking pool at the resort, right?
Oh shit!
And everybody's like, "Oh, you can't go! Like you can't go!" And I'm thinking to myself, like, that doesn't happen. Like, if it happened like that, then that motherfucker was doing some shit that he shouldn't be doing.
And you should get a discount.
Yeah. I said that about the Dior, that girl who came up missing. I said, "Damn, those tickets about to go cheap." I'll start watching. Them tickets about to go cheap. Yeah.
And sure enough, the dude happened to like owe cartel money because he scammed them, and and they don't fuck around with that.
Yeah,
so dude, like that doesn't happen. It does. It
Not to random people.
Yes. Yeah.
But then something like they say like act of violence is never just random. It's usually somebody knows you or you're within. You know
Especially
what I mean?
over there. I mean, there are random acts of violence when these people get kidnapped and stuff.
Yeah.
I think there was a couple weeks back.
But like even
people
those
got-
like the black like that, was it like 3 years ago or 2 years ago when those
Oh, the black people
from Ohio
Yeah.
that got
yeah.
kidnapped, and it was random. Fuck no, it wasn't random.
yeah.
Like they knew it, they were going to go score some shit, and they tried to fucking scam them.
Wrong place
yeah.
at the wrong time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep, you want to put yourself in this situation and stuff. I mean, it is what it is. Accept it. Yeah.
You're doing shady shit. I mean, what's that? What's the saying? Play stupid games, you win stupid prizes.
Stupid
Yeah.
prizes.
Yeah, that's what I think. But anyways,
Yeah.
you're sent.
Man, dude, I got 2, bro. You ever smell like a little musty ass kid that's been playing outside all day? And
That was me.
inside?
I couldn't come inside. Come on.
Dude, that smells like, dude. I used to have this dude, bro, that would burn CDs for me, like back in the day, and I would trade him for weed. And dude, he would come to my house and he would smell like that. I'm like, damn, bro, do you play outside all day? And then burn CDs when it's time to make bread or what? Like, for real, bro, like he was like musty. Like I don't know, there's something about that smell, bro. That and like, do you have like your ears pierced or not?
No.
No. Any
Yeah, I
of you
do.
guys You ever like squeeze
From
it?
the
Man, dude, it stinks, right?
It smells like
From the-
culo.
Man, bro, worse than culo,
worst
bro.
in your belly button. You're like,
Man,
You
bro.
know, so when you're saying that, right? Like if you ever wake up in the morning to like shower and wash your face or whatever, and if you accidentally rub right here in between
Yeah.
your nose and
Yeah,
your
and then
and
all that shit
then
comes out.
smell that in the morning after being, dude, fuck yeah, man. You're
Bro.
like, God damn, that tastes like shit.
I can guarantee you, bro, like if you have your ears pierced and you squeeze it, it smells worse than that, bro.
For real?
My girls will do that, bro, and then they'll be like, oh, it smells like, I don't want to smell that shit, bro. That's what they do, bro. Like they'll like squeeze my ears, bro, and then mess with it and then like try to put it in my
Dude,
face.
you
bro.
are in a household full of women, right?
Nothing but girls.
And
bro.
I bet, because we've talked about this a few times. I bet just like I don't even know how to say it, like the locker room talk kind of shit is way worse than guys.
Oh yeah, bro.
Yeah.
Man, my oldest daughter, or like the oldest one in the house now, and my wife, dude, hey, you forgot to tell me the tea. And I'm there all, act like I, you know what I'm saying? I'm there like, hey, you know what I'm saying? But my daughter, bro, like me and my wife will say something, and my daughter's like, she's in the room like, what? Who was that? Yeah, what? I'm like, dude, she's freaking nosy as hell, bro.
That's crazy,
yeah,
dude.
But like,
crazy.
but like, even whenever all of the kids were in the house, bro, there was 5 kids, right? So 2 older girls, my boy, and then 2 younger girls, and then my wife, right? So we're outnumbered, bro. Even the dogs are girls. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Chingo. and they're all on the same cycle.
Yeah. Hell yeah, bro. It sucks, bro. But yeah, dude. So it's drama, bro.
I
Like,
bet.
all the
I
time.
bet. Fuck, dude.
Yeah.
I couldn't imagine.
It's fun, but it's drama. You know
It
what
is
I'm saying?
fun though.
Yeah,
Like
it's
I
fun.
said, I had a daughter,
Yeah.
and I was always into like sports, but I had to learn like volleyball and girls track and girls basketball and cheerleading.
Yeah.
And then I really got into the cheer. I'm like, goddamn, they don't just yell and
Hey,
shit.
they
You know
go
what I mean?
hard,
They
bro.
go fucking
Yeah,
hard.
they
And
go
I've been
hard.
like, okay. Had the thing says
Yeah.
cheer dad. I went to the car like,
You're all
cheer dad.
critiquing like you know shit.
What
You
are you
didn't do the
doing?
somersault. You didn't fucking. You didn't tighten up.
Hold it. What the fuck is that? I don't know. I saw it on TV. What's that show?
With the girl that's all mean and shit.
Yeah.
The dance moms.
The cheer show. They were from Tech and all
Oh
that.
yeah.
It was from here, from Texas.
It was on Netflix,
Yeah,
right? Yeah.
man.
Oh,
That
shit,
one
I
dude
don't know
went
what
to-
y'all are
he
talking
went to
about.
prison, the black guy, for
The one
some-
from Tech did?
Yeah, he was from that place, but all those people, that was like the #1 college. They were always winning, and then those people would come to Tech.
Navarro.
I think,
Yeah.
Navarro.
Oh, okay, I remember
that.
Remember that show?
Yeah.
Right. So
Do they still feed Tech?
yeah.
Because Tech is constantly whooping ass in the
Dude.
Palm Squad like national championship.
Yeah, that school would win nonstop,
Yeah.
title,
that
and
was
then they
their
would feed
legacy.
Tech, yeah.
Damn.
And it was a show on Netflix, right? But they were
I
like
didn't know
really,
none of
really
this.
hard on it, bro. So I started watching it because my daughter was
Yeah.
a cheerleader. So
Hey,
I'd
that
be
shit
like,
goes hard, bro.
and she'd get mad. I'd be like, hey, you know, when you land, you need to do this.
Yeah.
She was like,
You gotta stick that landing.
she's like, just because you watch that, I said, look, I'm a chef because I watch Ramsey, all his shows. Now I'm about to be a goddamn coach because I'm watching this show. Don't fuck with my shit.
He pulled it up on YouTube. Look me up.
Yeah,
look at Tiffany. You already made those right names. All the sisters' name, you know all their names.
There
Look at
was
Tiffany.
there was a vacation that we were talking about planning, and I don't know, something happened or I backed out or I couldn't go. I don't know, but this dude was like, "Yeah, dude, we're going to go to Hell's Kitchen because we gotta go to a rap." And I was like, "I don't give a fuck about it later."
Bro, I took the napkin from Hell's Kitchen, right? Because I was like, I need something from here. Like, I'm a big cooking fan. I don't cook good myself, right? But I love watching the show, so I'm watching them, and then I was like, fuck, let's go. So we go eat there, man. I fucking love it. And then the guy comes. The food was great, man. And then he was like, okay, you know, how was your experience and stuff? Because, you know, everybody at the table was like, yeah, he's a big fan. And I was like,
They caught him tucking the napkin.
They go, I said, man, I wish there was some yelling or somebody would like punch my fucking
Someone
food or something.
moves Salt Bay out of the way. Move, dude. Chef Ramsey's right here.
I told him I was taking the napkin. I was like, I'm just going to let you know I'm stealing this. And they were like, for real? And I was like, yeah, man, I need something. And he was like, well, they sell souvenirs downstairs.
Yeah, that's what I was saying.
I
I tried to buy shit.
was like, oh, okay. Yeah.
This episode is brought to you by RL Creations. Are you looking to turn your ideas into wearable art? Or maybe make a t-shirt into a one-of-a-kind, just like your personality? RL Creations is waiting to turn the blank canvas into your custom creations. Hit her up on Facebook at RL Creations or text her at 806-283-3056. This episode is brought to you by KJ Aesthetics. Let KJ Aesthetics transform your eyes with their beautiful lash sets. Whether you're going for the natural flutter or the bold drama look, KJ Aesthetics is the perfect lashes to elevate your beauty. Get the gorgeous lashes that you've always wanted and mention this ad for 15% off. Head over to Instagram at KJ Aesthetics or text her at 806-893-7171. And tell her it's the JP Lopez show sent you.
I got you. Still took that motherfucker. I got it in a little Ziploc bag in the house. I was like, it's fucking badass.
You have it under best vacation ever.
I got that napkin from that restaurant, and then the one from Times Square, his little fish and chip place.
That's where it was. It was New York.
Yeah, they
when,
have it
when
there.
I couldn't go to New York, and you're like, yeah, we're gonna go to Hell's Kitchen. I was like, yeah, I'll take the dollar pizza, man.
That's funny, man. And I remember JP's like one of your old episodes, bro, where you're talking about you're in Vegas and you needed a shit, and he said, he goes, I've never noticed how like. I always wondered how people got shit all over the wall until it happened to me. Now I know.
Yeah. Bro.
Dude, I honestly never ever understood, like, what do you mean explosive diarrhea? Like, that's dumb as shit. That's the dumbest shit in the world.
Just lazy.
Yeah.
Lazy.
And then I got fucking food poisoning in Vegas. Like, we go to a Mexican restaurant and my dumbass orders ceviche. And then 2 days later, I'm fucking shitting everywhere. So we had just finished my birthday dinner, and it was a fucking Brazilian steakhouse. And the Uber was supposed to pick us all up and then take us to Fremont. And that Uber was fucking, like, the dude was on fucking island time, bro. Like, it said he was en route like 30 minutes ago, and we're still waiting. And then, so my shit's bubbling. I'm like, all right, cool, fine.
He
I'll
was
fucking...
at the Brazilian steakhouse. There's gotten all over the wall.
Hey, don't eat that. Don't eat that.
It's not good. Put the red side on.
Yeah.
Put the red side.
So we finally get picked up, and when we finally get dropped off, I fucking book it to wherever fucking casino that was. And yeah, man, that just that drop of your pants, just that motion was all my asshole. That's all my asshole needed was like, go time!
All over the wall.
Oh, man.
Dude, I was dead, bro. He said, man, I never knew how that happened to me. It happened to me. Now I know.
And you know what? You know what? Like,
Shit.
so you can't stop it, you know. But right, like it's go time, right? You know what I mean? The shots have been shot, right? What fucking was in my head, right, was like, I'm gonna be in this stall all night because I shit on myself, right? Like, I'm like, how am I gonna walk out of here with shit all over myself? And like the good Lord was like, hey, you're good. Not one drop of shit is on your clothes. And I couldn't get out of there fast enough.
It's all on the wall, my boy.
Good.
Fucking art.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
Dude, I painted that whole wall. and then there's
did you
no one
flush?
in the restroom.
Did you flush
yeah,
anyway?
I did flush. I wrapped my whole hand with toilet paper and I flushed. And then I dropped that toilet paper in the shitter.
Yeah.
So there's no one in there.
And this wall we call puro carne.
I'm not an animal. I flushed.
So this wall we call culo sin caca. Because it's all over the wall.
It's all over the wall.
Oh, man, dude.
So there's no one in that shitter. Thankfully, right? So I'm washing my hands and my boy walks in and he's like, what's up? And I was like, what's up? And he's walking to the same stall I just walked out. I was like, hey, don't go in that one, man. That one's fucked up. He was like, for real? I was like, yeah, someone fucked that one up.
Oh, man. That's funny as hell, bro.
Never understood explosive diarrhea until it fucking happened to me, dude.
That's funny, dude.
You knew it works.
I'm telling you, man, I mean, dude, I didn't plan it. Just, I got my asshole tight. And that whole, just the drop of your pant to squat, that's all it took. There's a drop and then the squat motion and You could have hired me that day. I'd have painted the whole siding like a motherfucker.
Shit.
But I really thought, I was like, damn, I got shit everywhere. I'm going to be in this stall all fucking night in Vegas. And I fucking checked and I was like, oh shit, I'm clean.
You walked there, you had a big ass line on your back. Oh, I'm good.
Believe me, I made sure I was good. Yeah, dude. Fuck, dude. Yeah, fuck that. Fuck that. And fuck you for bringing that up.
Oh man, dude, that was freaking hilarious, bro.
And it's funny now. I was in a world of panic then.
Fucking
I don't even know why I ordered ceviche. It was my birthday whole trip. I think we were there like 4 days, and I didn't want to feel like a lard ass. You know what I mean? Because it's a lot of walking, a lot of drinking, and I didn't want to be like, oh, like,
fool.
you know what I mean? So I was like, I'll eat something light, and I knew it was that ceviche because it was like 2 days after that, and I was just painting the fucking walls just with shit.
Eat your shrimp.
You didn't even peel it. The shell's still on the shrimp.
He said, "Deb, he ate the tail."
My asshole was raw that fucking trip. Yeah. Fuck, dude. Yeah. Thanks for bringing up the bad memory, asshole.
That was the next question. What memories of birthday you jumped the gun on that one, man.
So Jake, I'll ask you for real, man. That was my next fucking question is what fucking memory is like tattooed on your brain? Good or bad?
Good or bad?
Yeah.
Man, honestly, like good. And I was thinking about the question. I was like, damn, man. I mean, at 50 years old, you done experienced a lot of shit.
Yeah.
Right? Good and bad. And I'm thinking, I don't really have very many, like, shit that's, like you said, I like the way you said tattooed. Like, it's just tattooed in my head. It's not going to go anywhere. But then I started thinking about it. And there was 2 occasions and stuff. The day my son was born, and then the day my grandson was born. Those 2 days right there. That, you know, you hear it all the time, you know, with your kids and stuff. It's the best time in your life, the best day of your life and stuff. But I'll have people tell me, wait till you have grandkids, right? You hear it all the time, wait till you have grandkids, wait till you have grandkids. Like, whatever. You know, my son topped it. Hell no. Holding my grandson and stuff blew my mind. It was over. I was done. It was one of the best feelings and stuff. And I tell everybody all the time, I told my son, I was like, if I could have had this without you,
Take it all day.
traded it all day, every day. I
All
would
day.
have traded it in quicker than quick.
I've always heard like us as men, you don't really understand unconditional love until you have a grandkid.
100.
Like,
100. I mean, I would always say, like, you know, with Drew and stuff, like, there's nothing I wouldn't do for you. And for the most of it, I mean, I meant every word I said with him. Like, we did things for him. He experienced a good life and stuff. But I'm just like, I guess maybe it's at the point in time in my life now with my grandson, like, I can really give him what he wants. and
Yeah,
stuff, you know what I'm saying? And I can really, I'm at a point in my life with my job and stuff where I can spend more time with him and stuff and do more things with him. And it's just, it's kind of weird. Like, it's a second chance for me to fix the things that I didn't do with Drew, and then have the opportunities that I missed out with him. I can do it again because he's spitting image of him.
Yeah.
I mean, you know what I'm saying? They look just his baby pictures and stuff. Looks just like him. I'm like, damn, man. So it's funny. It's a trip.
my mom would get so fucking mad. So mad. Why the fuck? No, she didn't cuss, but why do I gotta take you to shallow water? It's just grandma. It's boring over there. Why you gotta, blah, 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 blah. And my grandma would tell her, vas a ver, wait till.
Right.
And she would have to peel me off of my grandma because I would stay there all weekend and then come home on Sunday night for school on Monday. And she would tell her, like, you know, vas a ver. And when my sister had my niece, my mom fucking swore to me and like was like, I'm sorry to you because I now understand what my mom was telling me. And she was like,
different.
Yeah.
It's different.
It's crazy.
Like I experience, I have flashbacks with Aiden and stuff because just like his daddy, he's a gamer. Right. And Marissa bought this Temu cheap ass, they look like Xbox controllers, but it's got that little card and it's got like 2,200 games on it.
Oh, yeah.
Right. Old school games. Some of it's in Chinese, Japanese. You can't even read what it is and stuff. But we got that at the house for him, and it's a trip. I'll be sitting there, and he's like, he calls me Pop. He's like, play with me, Pop. I'm like, all right. So I'll get on there, and I'm watching him play with the remote and stuff, and I'm tripping. I'm having flashbacks. I'm like, that's Drew all over again and stuff.
Yeah.
You know, it's a trip because he gets it. He knows it. He knows how to play the game and stuff. He gets just as pissed if I beat him Oh man.
Yeah, you still gotta beat him.
Yeah,
You
yeah,
still
yeah,
gotta-
you
you still
gotta
gotta
show
show
the
him.
way. You gotta show the right way, you know, and he'll chunk the remote and stuff.
Yeah.
It's funny
That's
watching
funny.
him. The last time
That's funny.
he lost and he took that remote and chunked it. Right, he was pissed, and it hit and it kind of broke apart. I was able to put it back together, but when it broke, you could see his face. He's got this face about him. He's just pissed, and then he snaps like, "Oh shit, I can't play the game no more." And he went to cry, and I'm like, "Oh,
Hey, just like your daddy, boy. You just like your daddy.
just like him, just like him, man." Yeah,
That's funny.
So those are like my best memories, and then it's just like anything else and stuff. You know, the day my dad passed, my dad passed, my brother passed, my mom passed, and then my nephew passed. Different times in life, right? Different times in life and stuff. But it's those, they stick with you.
Your brother was older?
Yeah, yeah.
Like way older or no?
He was, Richard was, at that time, probably about 10, 11 years. No,
That's
maybe 12 or 13.
Okay.
Yeah,
Well,
because I'm the baby out of 8 boys. Right, so there was a gap between me and my brother.
but the bond was solid.
Yeah, yeah,
I bet that hurt,
yeah.
man.
Oh, it's crazy. You know, and it's cirrhosis, right? Because of drinking,
Yeah.
right?
my
But
brother.
he took it to another level. You know what I'm saying? And it's you know, and those all 4 of them, like they're tattooed on me and stuff because I watched them leave. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I was there. You know, while I was there to watch them take
You
their
weren't
last
young.
breath and stuff. No,
Yeah.
yeah.
So is this your
it-
brother, your mom, and your dad? Mm-hmm. Man, it's crazy.
And my nephew was 2 years younger than mine, so he's really like my brother, my little brother and stuff. Because I was the baby out of all the brothers, and then my sister had my nephew, but he was really like my little brother. And
Yeah.
stuff, so yeah. So
You
those-
lost a brother too?
Good and bad.
Oh yeah, I lost my older brother. And it's crazy because my older brother, same thing, cirrhosis, bro. And it's a horrible death to watch,
Oh
bro.
man, it's
Whenever I remember getting the call, bro, like that he was headed from Andrews to UMC because he had a flare up. Man, dude, their stomachs they want to explode, bro. They get so bloated, right?
Yeah.
And whenever he went to the hospital, that was the last visit that he had there, bro. And then you just like brought this memory back. Like it's there, but
Right.
like you just brought it back to me, bro. Like one of the worst thing that I could see, bro, is that my brother was sitting in the hospital bed, and the doctor came in and said, "Man, like you have like 6 weeks to live." You know what I mean?
Damn.
And my brother like propped up and he started crying. And it was me, my wife, and my older sister there. My older brother and my older sister are like they're the same age for a little while. You know what I'm saying? They're like my mom didn't wait, bro. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Got right
Dad didn't
after it. She didn't listen to the doctor's orders, bro. They were lying. But anyways, so the doctor came in and told my brother that he's finna look, he's basically losing his life, right? And he was at the point where you can't stop drinking because you're gonna die, but if you keep drinking, you're gonna die. That's where you're at right now, right? So I remember him propping up and just looking at my sister, and then his face, bro. Like I could just see his face. He started crying. He said, "Man, Canala, like I don't want to die because who's gonna take care of my family?"
Damn.
That's what hurt me, bro. Whenever he said that, you know what I mean? And I was like, damn, bro, like that's real right there. You know what I mean? Like I'm not afraid to die either, bro, but I'm afraid to die while my kids and my wife still need me, bro.
Right.
And we're always gonna need each other.
Yeah,
You know what I'm
exactly.
saying? We're never gonna not need each other. You know what I mean? I don't care how old you get, whatever, bro. You know what I mean? It sucks, bro, but like that's one memory that's tattooed in my brain too. And I saw my dad die. I didn't see my dad die, but I saw him whenever he was already gone. Tape on his eyes and shit like that. My mom, like I witnessed her death. You know what I mean? So and those are 3 people, bro. My grandma, both of my grandmas, my grandpa, my brother, my sis, my mom and my dad, all close people, bro. That like close to me
Yeah,
that have passed,
Right.
bro.
Damn.
And I remember all of that, bro. It's crazy. It sucks, but yeah, it's life, bro. You know what I'm saying?
It's life.
We get through it, bro. You know.
Yeah, 100.
I think I could handle my own death, like going through the process. but it would fucking kill me to know what my wife or my family was gonna go through.
Yeah.
Watching me wither
Yeah,
away.
yeah.
That's worse than
It's a process.
Yeah.
I mean, it's my dad died of cirrhosis. I mean, my dad died of cirrhosis. His 3 brothers died of cirrhosis. My tios, his brothers, like 5 or 6 of my cousins, first cousins, their kids, all died of cirrhosis. So it was wild. It was wild. It's crazy.
That's crazy. Yeah. 2 of my uncles died of cirrhosis. My brother, my dad didn't. He died. He went in for a gallstone surgery, and it's basically malpractice, bro. What happened to my dad? And that was the memory that I was gonna say, bro. Like the day before my dad died, every time I would leave, bro, the house, it was like, hey, all right, I'll holler at you guys tomorrow, whatever. You know, I'm out. But my dad, he propped up that day. He said, hey, come here. I said, what's up? He went over there, gave me a hug. He said, hey, you know, tomorrow I'm gonna go to surgery, but it should be all good. You know, it just kind of, you know, talking to me. He said, you know, bring Mija over here tomorrow. You know, I should be good. It was an in and out. It was an outpatient surgery, bro. And he never made it out, bro. Damn. But I think he knew, bro. Yeah. My dad would say slick shit, bro. Like, he told my sister, like, hey, you know, I changed the insurance to your mom's name. If I were to die, the house gets paid off, the truck gets paid off. And then she goes, oh, that's cool, you know, I'm glad that you did that, whatever. Then he would say, like, oh, I seen the light and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Like, he would say stuff like that, bro. But he already knew. He would give, like, little hints, bro. And then it all made sense whenever it all happened. You know what I mean? Because whenever he passed away, my mom's house got paid off, the truck got paid off. And he already knew. And then, like, just that day, me walking out of the house, like, my dad had several surgeries, bro. Like, hernias, back surgery, all kinds of shit, right? And then, like, that last one that he had, like, whenever I was walking out, he propped up and made it a point to give me a hug and to have that little bit 5-minute conversation, bro. You know what I'm saying? Whatever it was, you know?
I believe they know. They have a feeling inside. Amanda's dad, he did 16 years in the joint, and he died in there. And when he was at the rudder unit, she went every week to see him. And it was just, hey, bye-bye, and then she would leave. Then he got sent to the walls, and she would go there once a month. I would send her once a month. And, you know, it was the bind, and she would come home and stuff. And then the last time she saw him alive, she was like, something's wrong. And I was like, why? She's like, he came and he watched me leave. He never watches me leave. That's crazy. And he watched me get in the car. He was watching me, and he waved and everything like that. She goes, it didn't feel right. And I was like, that's okay. You know, he's just getting old. He's tired. And she's like, no, he was saying that he was never going to come out. He was never going to come out. He only had 1 more year left, man.
Damn.
And she kept saying, and so she gets back, and then she gets a call from her nephew saying that he was really, really sick and in the hospital, and they didn't want to tell her. And she tells me, she's like, we got to go. They got him in Galveston at the medical unit there. Yeah. And so we haul ass, man, in the middle of the night. Go all the way there. We get there. And we get to the prison, and they go in there like, yeah, they're going to let us see him now. I said, well, I'll go get a hotel room and get a set, because we just pulled in. So I said, so we get there, and I get the room, then I come back for them. She's like, they said that you could see him too. And I was like, okay. So I went in there, man, and I'd never been in a prison. You know what I mean? I'd never been in one before. I never went to visit. And I was like, you know, that's your dad. I want to go in there. You know what I mean? I was like, they might run my name. I got that ticket. I got that ticket. I ain't trying to stay. You know what I mean? But, you know, anyway, I was just like, okay. So I go in there, man. And then he's in a room, and they have the guard, and he's handcuffed to the bed. And I'm like, this dude, like, he's gone. And they have him on life support and stuff. And I'm like, they have to say bye to him in front of everybody, man. The guards, the nurses, people walk. And I get it. Like I said, I get it. You commit a crime, you got to pay your thing. But I'm like, where's he going to go? Like, like, you know how hard it was to get in here? Like, all the doors and stuff? Yeah. And she's like, okay. And they were like, okay, you come back tomorrow at a certain time and stuff like that. And, you know, we just don't know. Time we got back to the hotel, man, my brother-in-law, Donnie, calls me, and he was like, hey, he passed. Damn. And I was like, man. Yeah. So she was like,
he was holding on to say goodbye.
Say goodbye, man.
Yeah. You know, the thing that sucks, bro, is like, so the night before my dad passed away, we had that conversation, right? The next day, I'm roofing, right? I'm working for my brother-in-law and his brother. They had a roofing company. We're up there in Chingas, bro, you know, slamming down the nails, whatever. And then I just stopped, bro. And I just stopped, and I started, like, just gazing at the sky, bro, because I knew something wasn't right, bro. I knew something wasn't right. And my brother-in-law's brother Lewis, he goes, hey, man, what's up? You good? And I said, man, just thinking about my dad, bro. He goes, oh, man, you know, he'll be good, bro.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? He'll be good, man. You know, he's been through several surgeries. You know, we'll get back in town. It's going to be an early day. You know, you go out there and visit him. I think, you know, everything will be good. I was like, yeah, you know what? You're right, bro. So we started getting after it, right? Got home early that day, and I was walking from the girlfriend that I had at the time to my house, and then my nephew hauls ass, bro, and he sees me, and then he's like, his car screeches, bro, hits the brakes, pulls back, and goes, hey, bro, we need to go, bro. I said, what's up? Is everything good? He goes, man, your dad's already died twice, bro. Oof. I said, what? He goes, get in, bro, we gotta go. So we haul ass, bro, take off to the hospital, get there. The third time he didn't come back, bro. They revived him twice. The third time he didn't make it. Damn. By the time I saw him, bro, he was just there. And the crazy thing about it though, he was laying there and like it was blood everywhere, bro. It's crazy. Like this story goes crazy, bro. I think I talk about it on our podcast, first couple episodes. But he's laying there, bro, and he's got this smile on his face, bro. You know what I'm saying? So somewhere along the line, I think that he made it right with God, bro.
Right.
And God, you know, he's got his name written in the book of life or whatever.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Whatever that means. Yeah. Everybody's thoughts and things are different, you know, but I think that he made it right with God, bro, because he had a smile on his face and he had tape over his eyes. I don't know why they taped his eyes. It's kind of weird, but, you know, he had that smile on his face. And I'm like, damn, man, you know, like, he knew it was coming and he made it, you know? And then even then, bro, like, this is how my dad works, bro. Like, you know, I never got high with him, right? And he had a fat ass joint road, right, for him and my sister-in-law to smoke, and my mom didn't give it to me. She gave it to her and whoever else. I like, damn, you still holding out on me. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, bro, it's like it sucks, bro, and it's sad. And we talked about this like a couple episodes back, man. Me and my wife, man, like, cause we just celebrated her dad's 75th birthday. He would have been 75. He passed away about 6 or 8 years ago, I think. And we're talking about it, and I was like, man, you know what? Sometimes I could talk about it and choke up, and sometimes I could talk about it and just smile and laugh because it's just it hits you different at different times, bro. Right. You know, and it's cool. You know,
I think you do know.
Yeah,
I do because my uncle Enos, he this dude was crazy. Like I was just talking to him about him on the way up here. Fucking crazy. Like this dude loves to just fuck with people and make people laugh, and he got real sick.
Right.
And they moved to Boston, so him and his wife, because his wife's from Boston, he's real sick in the hospital, and like him and his wife's love is something out of a storybook. They love the fuck out of each other. Right. They would always talk about dying together, you know, that type of shit. Like they didn't want to go see each other die, all this shit. So he gets real sick and he's in the hospital and he sends her to the house. Like he tells her all the shit that they need for the hospital stay. And he sends her and she's like, no, like I don't want to leave your side. And he's like, I'll be okay. Just go and get the shit. And she didn't even get home and he passed away.
Damn.
But he didn't want her to see his last, to see him die.
Yeah. I think that's how it was with my mom too, bro. Whenever she had passed away, she was in a coma, bro, from, I think it was like Labor Day for like 17 days, bro, right? And so my sister was there, my aunts were there, everybody was there, right? All the time. Nobody wanted to, they wanted to see, like if she came out of it or whatever. Nobody wanted to leave her side. And the nurse said, hey, you know what? Like she pulled the brothers and sisters to the side and said, you know, no disrespect, but I think everybody needs to go home. Take a rest, take a break. Your mom probably doesn't want all these people here. You know what I mean? We're going to give her a bath. Usually whenever we give her a bath, because they had taken her off of the machine already, right? And she says, once we give her a bath, the body calms down and then it releases itself. She goes, it's like, it's a medical thing that we know. And that's probably what it is. Like, she probably just doesn't want anybody here. Right? And you have to be okay with that, right? My sister, bro, even to this day, bro, she takes it hard all the time. You know what I mean? And So anyway, she goes home. Everybody goes home. They all leave. They go shower, rest, do whatever. The following day, I told my sister, I said, "Hey man, I'm gonna go to work today. Call me if anything happens, right?" So my mom's in a coma, bro. Like a medical coma, can't even get up or anything like that. My brothers. So I have two of my brothers there, three of my brothers there, two of my sisters. And I'm at work, right? And then my brother called me like, "Hey, bro, you got to get over here now, bro. Like, mom just got up. Like, she just, like, propped up. Like, she propped up and looked around and, like, made her pillow and just laid there, bro." He goes, "Man, she just got up, bro. You need to get over here now." So I haul ass, bro. I'm working at UMC, so I haul ass to Covenant, right? As soon as I get there, the chaplain meets us there. And my mom looks, bro, and then she sees all of us there. She kind of looks at everybody, and we all go over there, and we hold her hand, and we're talking to her, we're praying, and she starts breathing hard, bro. Like taking them hard breaths, you know what I mean? Breathing hard, like, and dude, like those were her last breaths that she took, bro. I think she was waiting for everybody to be gone, but her kids to be there.
Yeah.
And she was waiting. My brother said, "Bro, I think she's waiting for you, bro." And it broke my heart, bro. Whenever I got there, I was like, "Damn, bro." And it kind of like made sense at the time. I was like, "Man." And then the nurse said, "Man, I think she didn't want anybody here, but the people that she really." Not saying that she didn't love everybody else, but this was her. This was her family right here. You know, it was crazy, bro. The hardest thing that I ever had to witness, bro. I didn't see my dad die. I saw my brother the day before he died, but I didn't see him die. But to see your mom like in that light, bro, it sucks, bro. It sucks, man.
I fucking bet.
You know,
Couldn't even imagine, man.
Just to see the superwoman in your life, fucking. No,
it's hard, bro. It's hard.
I bet.
You know,
I bet.
but I just thank God, man, that he blessed me with the opportunity to know a love like that, bro. Yeah. Because I mean, there's no love like a mother, bro. Your mom goes hard for you, no matter what
you do, bro.
You know what I'm saying?
No matter what you do.
Bro, she was... Hey,
you be Chucky.
If I get in trouble at school, and I tell her, "Don't tell Dad." She never told my dad, bro. I swear to God,
like,
bro.
if the love is always... like, because I get it, there's a lot of people that got shitty moms, but the typical mother's love, that motherfucker, if you happen to pass away and you're a terror before your mom... She's gonna be the first one to believe you're going to heaven. Like you were a saint. And like,
hell yeah, for real.
Yeah, you never did nothing. Could have been a serial killer, 11 people. She's like, well, he didn't kill 12. He didn't kill 12.
But he said that he gave his life to the Lord.
Like, damn, okay.
For real.
Well, honestly, man.
Yeah, that's how it is, man. And I tell my boy that. I always tell him that because it's fucking youth shit. Him and his mom, they get into it, and I'm like, "Hey, man, that lady's gonna love you more than your own wife is gonna love you, bro.
For real, bro. Your kids, anybody.
Like, you need to acknowledge that and know take it for what it's worth.
Yeah.
Because legit, that's what it is.
Exactly.
And a lot of times you don't learn that until you're already older and she's about to leave. Then you realize how much she loved you and what she did for you.
And all the sacrifices she made.
All the sacrifices, man.
Yeah.
I couldn't tell you how many fucking sacrifices I already know my wife has done for that boy. And he's clueless.
How old is he?
He's gonna be 21 in a couple months.
Oh man, whenever he gets to 25, he'll snap out of it.
Yeah, he'll start snapping out of it, man.
He'll snap out of it.
Yeah, it's still hard to learn.
Yeah, for sure. Hey,
This kid just
smack
came
him
back
around.
from spring break in that dang Padre, right? And Mom talked to him last night when he got home. I was working overnight. So then I see him this afternoon before we're leaving. And he's like showing me his phone. He's like, "Hey, check this out and this out."
All the nudes.
And then Mom's like, "I want to see it." I'm like, "Get the fuck over there."
You can't see these.
Yeah, he's all showing me his trip. And I was like, "Damn, I miss spring break, man."
I want to go back to school.
Shit.
Someone, what's your memory, bro?
Man, like I said, like everybody else, there's a lot, man. I've lost a lot. But it's Joe, man. The call I got, like I said, we were working. You know Jay Zavala? Mm-hmm. Me and him were together, man, and we were working. And that weekend before we were working on Joe's house, we were planning on selling it. And so I went over there, did some touch-up work and stuff, and we had pulled out his French doors from the back. And then he ordered the part for the foot part, but it wasn't the right size. So we're waiting for it to come back. So we had towels and stuff blocking the wind to come in.
Yeah.
And he had called me the night before, and he was like, "Say, man, what's up?" And I always say, "What's up, sister?" You know, every time I talk to him.
Yeah.
He's like, "Hey, man, well, tomorrow that part's supposed to come in. You still down to help me?" I was like, "Yeah, I got you, man." So we were talking. So he said, "Just left the gym," and I was like, "All right, cool." So the next morning, he's supposed to be coming in later that day, and she's blowing up my phone. His wife, right? She's calling my phone, and I'm like, "Fuck, man, I don't want to answer because he's coming. I don't want to." I thought maybe something with the. I was being a dick. I was like, I don't want to go mess with this door right now. We're working over here.
Yeah.
I don't want to mess with this door. And not right now, you know, I was doing something.
Yeah.
And she kept calling, but it was just weird, you know. And I was like, man. So I answered it. And when I answered the phone, she was like crying, and I couldn't understand anything she was saying. And I'm like, you okay? She's like, he's not breathing. He's not breathing. And I'm like, who? You know what I mean? Because he has kids and stuff. And I'm like, who? And she's like, Joe, he's not breathing. And I'm like, where's he at? And she's like, in Rankin. And I was like, what? And I said, where you at? And she's like, I'm on my way. And she said, Mercedes was taking her. I was like, okay. I said, I'm on my way. So I call Amanda, and I tell Jay, I said, take me home, man. I need to get my car. We're in his truck. He's like, all right, I got you. So he's hauling us to the house. And I call Amanda, and I was like, hey, Joe's not breathing. She's like, where's he at? I said, he's in Rankin. She's like, where's that? I said, fuck, I don't know, but I'm going that way. You know what I mean?
Google that shit.
Yeah, she was like, well, I want to go with you. I said, well, if you're not at the fucking house by the time I get at the house, peace out. You know, she's at work. And, man, as soon as I pulled in, here she comes too, right? And I like, go. So we take off, and I'm fucking, okay, we get there, man. It's a fucking almost 3-hour drive out there. I get there. We get to the hospital, and there's a bunch of people outside, man, from his job. And I'm like, what the fuck? So I'm walking up. And then Mercedes meets me outside, and she was like, they're inside here and stuff like that. And the lady's like, it's only family. So, well, that's his brother. And I was like, okay. So I go in, and the room, he's already passed, man, and he's laying in the bed.
Damn, bro.
And the room is just him and Marisa, and she's on the bed crying that for him to wake up and that she would be a better wife. And begging him and begging God to have him wake up, man. And I felt like, from the bed being right here, like it just went back. And everything got really quiet, man, because my heart was just sinking hearing her beg for him to wake up, man.
Yeah.
And then she looks at me and she's like, SanJuan, please tell him to wake up. And I was like, fuck, man. It was like, it didn't seem real. And so I walked up to him and I looked at him and I'm like, fuck. I'm like, what happened? Like, and she's like, I don't know. He just stopped breathing, but I promise I'll be better. I promise. Tell him to wake up.
That's hard, bro.
Bro, my heart fucking sunk.
Yeah.
I just didn't know what to do, what to say, man.
Yeah.
And then the nurse, I guess she comes in, or if she was in there the whole time. I don't remember
seeing her.
anybody else in there but the bed, and Marisa's on top of the bed, right? And she's like, we got to take him. The coroner's here, and they're going to take him to Lubbock. You got to tell her to get off, right? And I was like, I was like, hey, he got to go. And she was like, don't let nobody see him. I don't want nobody to see him like this. And I'm like, fuck, because they have to bring him out the front, and everybody's out there waiting, right? Yeah. And I'm like, fuck. So I look at that lady. I said, please cover him up. She doesn't want anybody to see him. She's like, okay. And I was like, fuck. So we come out, and they're taking. So she walks with them to go help put him in there. Like, she won't leave his side, man. Which I totally get it, right? So I'm like thinking, like, what do I do? So I see his friends are still. They're staying in like a bunkhouse kind of thing because they're in the oil field stuff, right? So I tell, man, y'all know that the dude that was God, I can't think of his name. He'll come later. Anyway, he's there, man, and I'm like, say, man, Mercedes said she was gonna go over there in a minute and get all his stuff right out of there. And I look at him, I said, hey, bro, go over there and get anything that he wouldn't want his wife to see, man. That was my best friend for fucking since we were little kids, man. Right. And I knew everything. And he wasn't that type of person to go step out on his girl or anything like that. Real solid dude, man. Real solid. But I don't know. And I would hate for something to be there and ruin everything that she thought of him or his kids thought.
That whole moment that you just witnessed.
Yeah, you know what I mean?
Right?
So I was just like, go, whatever. He was like, yeah, there's nothing there. I said, just make sure, man. Because, I knew everything about him. It there's some things
Some people keep private.
you keep private, man.
Yeah.
And I don't know, and I just didn't want to tarnish
Yeah.
her perspective of what her husband was.
Right.
You know, like I knew him as a solid dude, man, and I knew he wouldn't do anything like that. I just didn't want to make sure.
Yeah.
Right. So he takes off and they go do that, and then so Mercedes over there. So I was like, okay, I'm gonna. She's like, so I want to go with y'all, and follow the van back.
Yeah.
So she gets in the car with us, man, and we drive all the way back with her in the car, and of course she's crying, hysterical and stuff like that. So I'm trying to like, does Joe's mom know? Like, who knows what's happened? And they weren't talking at the time. Joe's mom and Marisa at the time, and I was like, have you told her? She's like, no. And I was like, fuck. She's like, call for me, please. And I'm like, oh man, how do I call? How do I call her? Which I get
Yeah.
because she wasn't talking to
Right,
them, and
right.
then her mind had to be a million different places
Yeah.
at that time. So I make the call, man, and I tell him, and I'm like looking for her and calling, and I get a hold of her boyfriend at the time. I was like, can you please have her? He's like, well, what's the problem? What's the issue? And I was like, say, look, man,
Ain't
I'm
none of
Joe's
your-
friend. I just
Yeah.
need her to call me back. It's about Joe Ray. Just can you please? And he's like, all right, I'll have him call you back. So we're there, and then somebody calls her phone, and it's the guy that he passed away with. When Joe passed away, he was on the yard, and he was helping somebody on their truck. And then he said that Joe put his hand on him and said he doesn't feel good. And then he passed out. And that dude went down on the ground, started yelling for help, but nobody could hear them. And he said the dude's telling us on the phone, and he's crying. He's like, the dude started making like he was drowning sound. And he goes, I kept screaming and screaming for help, and nobody was coming, man. And he goes, I had to leave him there to go get
Go
help.
find somebody.
Damn, bro.
And he was
that
like,
sucks.
and the dude's crying, man. He's crying on the phone. Marisa's crying. I'm crying because I'm like, dude, it's not your fault, man. You're okay, man. He's like, nah, man. I can never forget that image in my mind, man. I had to leave him there. I had to get help. I'm sorry. And he says he goes gets help, and they get him, and they take him down back there. And it was just a whole ordeal on that 3-hour trip, man.
Damn.
Calling people, letting people know, and it was just
Yeah.
like I could never. Her begging, you know what I mean? Because whatever you do in life, man, you don't get a second chance at
Right,
it.
man.
Once they're gone, man.
Yeah.
And
There's no coming back
there's
from
no
that.
coming back. You know, there's a lot of people I do not like at all.
Yeah.
I don't wish death on nobody, man. There's no
Yeah.
coming back from it, man. Because people could be shitty and they can redeem themselves.
Bro, I was thinking about that the other day, bro. Like, it's like once you're gone, that's it, bro.
That's it,
like that.
man.
That's it. I was looking at a homeboy's Facebook, bro. He's passed away several years ago, and I'm like, man, bro, like so much life has happened since you've left,
Yeah.
bro. You know what I'm saying? Like, you were young, and you're still young, bro.
Yeah.
Like, you know, forever
That age.
whatever
man.
age you were, bro.
And like when you talked about your grandson, that love, my second youngest is 21. So I have 21, 23, 25. And then I have a 5-year-old, right? So I get that whole reliving
Right.
everything you missed, everything you took for granted. as
Trying to
in-
do it different.
Yeah, you know, because you're always working. You're in survival mode
Yeah.
when you're young and you have
Yeah.
your first kids. You know, you're trying to pay these bills and take care
Keep
of
the
all
roof
these
over
things,
their
keep the
head.
roof,
Yeah.
man.
Yeah.
And you're learning.
Yeah.
And you're making
Yeah.
these mistakes as you go, man. We
You
all
don't have
make
the
them.
money you have
Yeah,
now.
don't have the same money.
Opportunities,
And
nothing.
dude, so now I have that 5-year-old, and you know, my life has changed so much. Finances have changed, and so it's whatever he wants.
Yeah.
You know, whatever you want,
Yeah.
man, let's do it. You know what I mean? And then sometimes I feel guilty, and I look at my daughter. I'm like, I'm sorry, Mija. I'm sorry. That
Dude, my wife's
you
had to
couldn't do
apologize
that.
to my kids
Yeah,
because,
man.
like, we were kids raising kids,
Yeah.
bro.
Yeah.
We made so many mistakes,
mistakes. And when you have, like you said, I don't have any grandkids, but I have that 5-year-old,
five-year-old.
and it's like I get it. You get to enjoy them, and like when they make you so angry, I just smile.
Yeah.
It's like I'm just a kid, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And he's seen me with
They're
my
like,
son.
who the fuck are you?
Everybody's like, damn, man, fucking Malachi runs the show. I said, man, I can't. It's hard. I know I'm gonna have to start really disciplining him as he gets older.
Some point in time.
Yeah, at some point in time. Because
Yeah.
otherwise, you can send him home. The grandkids send him home.
Yeah, yeah.
That's dad and mom's
Yeah, yeah,
job.
y'all handle that shit.
Yeah.
He's sticking around.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, but he ain't going nowhere. So it's just
Yeah.
like I know I have to, but it's just I'm like, man, I made so many mistakes, and like I gotta enjoy it. Like if he makes a mistake, it's a kid,
Yeah.
you know,
Yeah,
and
yeah, yeah.
Be
I
alright.
got to, you know, it's gonna be okay, and I want to be there for every little
Yeah.
moment that you know. My wife's like,
Yeah.
that boy's gonna be okay. He don't need that phone. Like we're at his when they did the art trail,
Mm-hmm.
and he found a Lego phone. It wasn't for sale. It was art, right? It
Yeah.
wasn't for sale, and he wanted the phone, man. And I was like, I don't know. He's like, yeah, Dad, I like it. And he's playing. So I told the dude, I said, is it for sale? He's like, no, it's just a display art. Da, da, da. And I was like, okay. So I tell him, I said, it's not for sale, baby. And he was like, oh, I really wanted that. And I'm like hey, man, like, if you did sell it, how much would you sell it for? And then he was like, oh, man, was it $250?
You told me like 200 and something.
$250. Yeah. But he told me that. So I said, man, I'll give you $100 for it. And he was like, nah. So I was like, all right. So we talked to JP a little bit, came back. I said, man, I'll give you $150 for it. He's like, nah, man. I was like, okay. Because I really don't want to sell it. I said, all right, cool. We walked around, and then I said, hey, man, we're leaving, bro. He's like, what happened with the thing? Oh, I got it, $250. I got it. He got me, man. But it's hard to tell him no because you're like, it's different from back then. You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah.
Because we talked about that. Like, we used to live right here, man, off of 19th Street in a little fucking house, $300 a month, right? And struggled paying that shit.
Yeah.
Struggled. Sometimes you had to pick between the light and the gas, and depending on the weather, you know, it was too cold to go with gas. You know what I mean? And shit like that. But it was. I grew up like that. Grew up in the struggle. So it wasn't nothing unnormal for me. So it was like, okay. And then we'll go out to dinner, and the fucking bill would be like $260. I was like, man, you remember, like, we've come a long fucking way, man.
Yeah.
And I see these young people, I was like, you got to embrace that struggle.
Yeah.
You know, that'll make you...
It makes you or it breaks you,
or it breaks you, man. And if you learn to embrace it and continue to drive on, you're going to be successful.
Oh,
man.
Yeah.
You will.
When you're struggling like that, though, like, of course, do you embrace it?
I do.
Do you think, damn, this is my life right now?
I think at the moment you don't really embrace it, but it's kind of like humble beginnings, bro. Like, I could never down somebody who's struggling right now. Like, one thing that I really come to realize, bro, the moms and the people, like even the guys, bro, that are like balling out whenever income tax hits, bro. You busted your ass all year for that. I don't give a damn what it is, whether you did or not, like you have kids or whatever. Now that I'm paying, bro, I'm like, damn, bro, I wish I had 89,000. You know, sounded cool. Right?
Exactly.
Right.
Yeah. Exactly.
I'm the same way.
And so I'm like, man, like one thing that really opened my eyes, bro, one of my homegirls put like, man, that was the only time that I could really show out for my boys.
Yeah.
Is whenever I had that 8, 9, 10,000, 7,000, whatever it is, buy them new clothes, going out to eat, and doing this and doing that. Like, don't knock the mom that's really trying right now.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying? So I was like, damn, bro, like everybody's like, oh yeah, you balling out right now. Like if you're showing money from January to March, that's income tax money.
Yeah, it is.
But like don't knock them, bro. Like let them live right now. You know what I'm saying? Like let them embrace that because
after March, they go back to the regular.
Like start making real bread and then pay that back. Let's see if you're posting that picture
Bro,
then.
I
You know what I'm
never
saying?
understood that,
Shit
though.
sucks.
Like, someone else's money is not my business.
Yeah, it's not,
I've
bro.
never
But man, bro,
understood that.
people they overstep that boundary every day, all day on Facebook
See,
or whatever.
I'm glad I don't got
media,
Facebook,
you know?
man. I got
Yeah.
no social
Yeah.
media,
Dude,
man.
it's
You know,
what it is.
but you know, like things like that, bro. Like we never really struggled like that because, of course, my dad was selling and doing stuff like that or whatever. So I kind of had the finer things and the nicer things, but we still struggled a little bit. You
Yeah,
know what I mean?
yeah.
Like one thing that, bro, every time you guys have the podcast and you always wonder what that dude's name that worked at Chongo's, his name was James, bro.
Yeah.
Oh,
I know James because my dad and James were like tight.
Yeah.
And then the dude that owned Stinnets was JB Stinnets. So it was JB Stinnets, and then James was the dude. Dude, he had hoes, bro. And they would come
They
to
come
the
in and
store.
get some money
Yeah,
from
bro.
him.
They get money from him, groceries. Yeah, his name was James.
he
So
had
everybody
accounts
thought
at Albertsons too, right?
Yeah. So everybody thought that James owned the store, but he was like the general manager or whatever you want to call it back in there.
Yeah.
Back in them days.
Yeah, because everyone thought he owned the store.
Yeah, so that was James, and then he was a tall dude with the funky ass hair with the glasses, and then JB Stinnets was the one that owned the store.
Okay.
Yeah, so it's James, and then on the cool, bro. You never started the show, so if you want to start the show,
No. So I've already told myself I'm gonna just edit the intro before because I always forget.
I always want to be like, "Hey, start the show, bro. Start the show."
I always forget, and this like legit, like a couple days ago, I told myself I'm just gonna edit the fucking intro.
Hey, but it's kind of cool. It's who you are, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like, if the show's about to be over, then hey, start the show. Then read some books.
It's funny because we get in here and we immediately start shooting the shit.
Yeah.
And it's great content.
Yeah.
And
you
so
can't stop it.
when I was in John Eric, I saved it. So like, hey, if you want to see this extra shit, go to the YouTube.
Yeah.
It's there. And I realized more people listen to it rather than fucking watch it. So
Yeah.
I'm like, fuck it, I'm just gonna put it in the shit
That's badass.
from here on out.
Yeah.
And I hate to fucking ruin the doom and gloom.
Sadness.
But dude, my all-time favorite fucking tattooed memory, and it really just came to me on the way here because, like you, I had a few stories, and I'm like, I'll choose this one, and then
It's not the carne picada.
No. And then I like fucking choke up, like die, laugh. And she's like, what the fuck is wrong with you? And I go, I was thinking about what I'm going to say on the topic tonight. And she's like, okay, let me hear it. And I'm like, well, I'll just save it for the podcast because I don't want to like practice it.
Yeah.
My uncle that I just told y'all that he passed away, he didn't want his wife to see him pass away. He was like a mentor or like a brother. He was my uncle. He was way older, but I was at his side all the fucking time. And if he wasn't in my life, I have no idea what my personality would be. Because I get my fuck around and crazy shit because that's how he fucking lived his life. I was a kid, man. I was probably like early elementary, like 2nd, 3rd grade. And he would tell me, hey, let's go to, because they lived in Shallow He lived with my grandma. Let's go to the United and look at bitches. That's what he would tell me. And I'll be like, yeah, let's go look at bitches. And so we'd fucking get off at United. Of course, my grandma sent him to go buy groceries and shit. And he's like, all right, let's get off. Let's go look at some bitches. But he was doing that for me, you know, just to fucking include me. Anyways, one fucking day, one weekend, my grandma goes with us grocery shopping. So when my grandma goes, my tia goes. So it's all 4 of us. And dude, my uncle, my grandma was like, I don't know how to explain it. She was very like well-mannered, very like never out of character, never. Like comadres all the time over. It was always like tea and crumpet type shit, you know what I mean? So having my uncle as a son, the fuckhead. So we're at United, and he can't find my grandma. So he's like, Lily!
Yeah.
Dude, this is early 80s, bro. You know what I mean? Like, this is not the wild times it is now. And he's going through each aisle. He's like, Lily! So we finally find her, and her face is fucking red, and she's like, "Oh, you're a sickle, yeah!" Like she's talking through her teeth, and she's so fucking mad at him, dude. So fucking mad. So we pay, and she's still fucking fuming, dude. We fucking get to the car, and my Aunt Sylvia was like, fuck that, y'all fuck with the groceries, I'm gonna go in the car. And so we're loading the groceries, and my grandma's like, Huerco cabrón, and she's just talking shit to him. My uncle could give a fuck. He's putting in the groceries in the trunk. So then we all get in the car, and when we all get in the car, my grandma immediately just forgets about him. And because we smell fart, you know, like the car is filled with fart. And so she immediately like turns around and just starts giving a whole new asshole to my aunt, dude. Like, that's not ladylike, and what the fuck is wrong with you?
How did she know that it was her?
Because she didn't help us with the groceries. So when we all were putting groceries in the trunk, my tia went into the car and just sat down. So it's just 3 of us putting the shit in the trunk, and then we get into the car, and she's like, dude, she's giving a whole new asshole to my tia. Like, you know, like not ladylike, all this bullshit, right? So my grandma's having a shitty time on the way back to Shallow Water, talking shit to both of them. And I'm just like, damn, grandma's mad. So we fucking get to my grandpa's house, my grandma's house, and my grandma immediately just gets the fuck out of the car and walks inside. And of course, my Aunt Sylvia ain't gonna help us. There's two guys, like, y'all got the groceries. So we get in the groceries and my uncle's dying laughing. And I'm like, dude, you're sorry, man. Like, grandma's all mad. He's like, when we got out of the car, I farted in the car, and I closed the door behind me. He goes, your Aunt Sylvia didn't fart. That was me. And I was like, you done let her get a whole new ass chewing, and
Sat back and enjoyed it.
That's funny.
Like, damn, dude.
hilarious,
Yeah, that was
bro.
the type of fucker that I grew up with, man. And like I said, without him, who knows what my personality would have fucking been.
That's fucked up.
But I couldn't have been no older than like third grade. And he was always telling me that, hey, let's go find some bitches. I'm like, let's go.
That's funny.
He's like, I don't know what bitches are. Let's go.
Yeah, let's go. Let's see him.
But yeah, he fucking, I'll never forget that. Like, and I wasn't even thinking about that story until we were driving up here, and then boom, I was like, fuck.
Funny, dude.
But my grandma didn't play that shit. She did it. And he let her chew her old ass. And what strikes me as odd now is like my Aunt Sylvia never was like, what the fuck?
Maybe
like,
she
I didn't
did too.
fart.
Maybe she did too. She's like, yeah, maybe she did.
Hell yeah, that
Both
wasn't
of
me.
them. Both of them.
But he fucking hotboxed that car and closed the fucking car. And then we got in. We're like, what the fuck?
Died in here.
Shit. Today, man, big boy, we're telling him load up the ladders, right? So he's getting the ladders, man. My driver, real big guy.
Yeah.
He's loading up the ladders, and then he just stops, right? He just fucking doesn't move. And my cousin Angel's like, hey, bitch, you know, fucking hurry up. What the fuck you doing just standing there? And I look at him and said, you got to take a shit, huh? Right? And he was like, no. I said, no, you got to take a shit. And he was like, yeah, boss. And I was like, bro. And then he started moving, right? And then my cousin Angel's like, how the fuck did you know that, dude? I saw Malachi, my son. Like, all of a sudden, I just saw him in his face. Dude,
Same thing.
he's a big, have you ever seen him before? Malachi?
Oh yeah.
Big
They
dude,
just
right?
did-
Big
yeah,
ass dude.
yeah.
He just carrying shit like it looks little in his hands, right? And then all of a sudden he just freezes, dog, and he doesn't move. And then my cousin Angel starts getting on it because gives him a couple seconds and starts getting on his. I was like, hey, bitch, fucking hurry up. And then I looked and I was like, you got a shit, huh? And he was like, no, but. And I was like, bro, you got a shit. He was like, yeah, boss. I was like, bro. And so then he starts moving. He's like, is that burrito done? I said, well, go to the store. And my cousin Angel's an ass. He was like, nah, make him fucking walk, bro. Walk because it's across the street. And I was like, dog, don't make him walk, bro. He's like, nah, it's good for you. Walk. So big boy takes off walking, man. And I'm like, fuck.
He gets halfway and turns around. He didn't make it.
yeah.
Never did make it,
But
boss.
he made it, right? He did make it. And he comes back, and, well, we're loading up the shit, and then Angel's like, damn, that motherfucker's taking forever. I said, bro, it's fucking hot as fuck. This dude's big, dog. He's not going to jog over there and jog back, bro. And then,
Even if you could.
dude, and so he goes, he comes back, and shit like that. And, my cousin Angel's just riding his ass all day, right? And he's like, dude, why? I said, bro, the dude's cool as fuck, man. Leave him alone, man. And he was like, man, I said, first of all, he's my driver. Number one, they signed for me to be my driver, so I can't let him go, and I like him. And he's like, yeah, man, but it's fucking hot in that little ass blue truck, and we're all sitting in there. I go, well, bitch, my car, nigga? Like, what the fuck you telling me? That's my truck, my driver. You don't got a car.
You can sit in the bed,
Bro. And he was like, oh, that's what you gonna do me like that? And I was like, yeah, I'm gonna do you. You don't complain about Big Boy giving them shit all day. And you almost have homeboy shit his pants over here. Like, let him make it, man. And he's like, nah, man, constantly just harassing. But I swear I saw my 5-year-old son. Like,
hit
it
him.
just
Yeah.
froze, bro. And I was like, you
how
gotta
it is.
take a shit.
And
huh?
they go and hide behind the couch
Yeah,
and
my
shit.
son used
Just
to
like
do
bite the
yeah,
nails.
my son used to do that, bro. Just freeze. Like
Hell
when
yeah.
we wasn't hiding, like we're all like playing somewhere on the playground. He would just not move, and I was
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
"You taking a shit?"
I already took it. It's already here.
And that's when he was real little, man. And then I'd be like, "Well, let's go, man. We gotta go change it." He was like, No, Dad, no, crying. I'm like, bro, chitty booty ass. Come on, man.
Let's go, man.
Let's go, man.
No, I like it like
He's
this.
like, I like it. You're like, you look at him, you don't like Mexicans number one, they got shitty booty. God damn, son.
Oh, fuck, man. This was fun. Anthony Ray all day.
Anthony Ray all day.
Plug and promote your podcast, brother.
So the Let Me Find Out podcast, man. We've been doing it, man, 4 years, bro. It's been 4 years.
Hell
so
yeah.
we
Congratulations,
drop,
brother.
Thanks, man. Appreciate it. We drop on Wednesdays or Fridays, depending on how the week goes. So this week it'll be Friday, but we're being pretty consistent now. So we did fall off for a little bit. You know, life just catches up with you. But man, we have a podcast, man, that we just talk about life, faith, whatever, man. Whatever the topic is that day, we just talk about it. You know, it's me and my wife. We had some friends who were helping us, and they got real busy doing grown people.
I'm a couple behind, and the last one, either I'm ghetto, or y'all just because in the beginning you were like, this is very controversial, right? And then I listened to it all, and I was like, "What the fuck is controversial about that?" I was like, "I guess I must be good as fuck."
We just trying to sound sophisticated sometimes, big ass grown people words and shit.
I gotta say, basically, a lot.
You know that doesn't mean controversial, right? You're just gay.
Yeah, because it was y'all were saying a disclaimer right at the beginning. It's like, it's very controversial and blah, blah. And so anyways, I'm listening to podcasts, and then I thought about it, and I finished it, and I'm like, am I hood as fuck? Because I didn't hear no controversial shit.
Usually if I put that, it's because we talk about, usually it's drugs, bro. Or drug addiction. It's what it is. Probably drug addiction. But yeah, so we talk about everything, man. Like, whatever it is, like, but the cool thing about it, man, we've gone from, like, drug addiction to sexual assault to domestic violence, everything, bro. You're back around. You know what I'm saying? We just talk about it, whatever.
Just
you know
real
what I'm saying?
shit.
Real shit, bro,
Yeah.
Yeah. And so I have that with my wife, and then we have the Dogfellas podcast, which I breed French bulldogs, and I talk to different breeders throughout the city, throughout the United States, all over the world. So, we do that, and then man, we just shoot the shit, bro. You know what I'm saying? Just do what we're doing here. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
it's a good time, bro. So the Dogfellas podcast drops every Monday, and then and that's like a demographic. Like it's usually for breeders. You know what I mean? And then the Let Me Find Out podcast is just, man, bro. It's just whatever we feel at the moment, bro. So
It's awesome to hear the dynamic between you and the wife, because it's almost identical to me and my wife.
Yeah.
Because you and I are open books to our wife.
Oh, yeah.
And they know every fucking thing about
Everything,
us.
man.
So to
kinda
listen
scary.
to that, it's kind of crazy, because I'm sure you dealt with it. Like, goddamn, your wife's there, you're saying all this shit. Like, man, she's been knowing this shit.
Yeah.
It's fucking crazy.
Yeah. It's a good time, bro. So
Yeah, it's a great podcast, man. It
Thanks,
really
man.
is.
I appreciate it.
Thank you for coming. Jake, dude, appreciate you, bro.
Yes, sir.
I know
Thank
this
you for
was
getting me back.
a long time coming.
Been a minute.
Our schedule's been fucked,
Man.
but shout out to your daughter, bro. Like,
Appreciate it, brother.
I lived through your Facebook to support her, because I didn't know any other way to check it out. But third place is, I guess I get it's not what she wanted, but it's still fucking badass.
100.
Yeah.
100. I keep reminding her that stuff. It's like, it's bigger brackets, stronger people.
Yeah.
People you never ran into. There was a whole lot more colleges involved and stuff. I said, so.
Yeah,
Badass.
It is
good.
badass.
It was
What
good
does she want to do?
So she graduates in May.
Yeah.
With her degree in audiology, it's like speech, hearing, and language and stuff. We were blessed enough. Long story short, I got a friend of mine that works at Texas State University. He works for the safety school department there, and they do a
San
lot
Marcos?
of training and stuff.
Is that Marcus?
In San
In
Marcos?
San Marcos. He came down about a year ago. Came down for lunch and stuff. We talked. Asked me about my daughter because he knew she was going to UT, and he's a big UT fan, whatever. And he's like, "What is she majoring in?" I told him audiology. He's like, "No shit." I was like, "Yeah." He said, "My sister is a doctor, and she has a clinic in Odessa and had a clinic in San Marcos." He said, "Here's her number. Give her a call,
Damn.
hook it up and stuff." So, fast forward, he shows up for lunch again, probably maybe 2 months ago. He's like, hey, did your daughter ever call my sister? I'm like, shit, man, I don't know. So I call her and stuff. I'm texting her. It's like, hey, did you ever call her anything? She's like, emailed her. I said, she emailed you back? She's like, no. Kids don't understand that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
You got to stay on top of it. You got to be, what do you call it?
You got to show your hunger.
Yeah, you got to show your
Proactive on
hunger.
it.
You got to kind of irritate them.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You always got to be sending something, calling, doing something. She don't understand that. So I told him, I said, man, she emailed your sister, but she never replied. So he gets mad, and I mean, these are older people. They're older than me and stuff. He's like, oh, hell no. So he gets on the phone. He's fixing to text his sister and shit. And I was like, well, wait a minute. Let me find out the whole story first. Come to find out, right? She only sent one email and didn't get a reply back, so she never did anything else after that. So I was like, this is what she did. It's the kid's fault. It's not your
Yeah.
your sister. She's a very busy woman. She's a businesswoman. She's got a career and stuff. She's running clinics and stuff. She's got shit she's got to do, So he says, gives me her personal number. He says, give it to your daughter. Tell her to call her and stuff. So I'm on my daughter's ass. I said, look, this is a door that's about to be opened. You got to open it, though. I can only do you so much.
Yeah,
I turned the handle. Here it is. You got a phone number.
I can hold it open. You got to walk through
Yeah,
it.
this is not her business number. This is not her. This is her personal phone number. She's gonna answer it.
Yeah.
So long story short, she finally called her and stuff. They hooked up and stuff, and man, it looks like she's there. The opportunity is there that once she gets her degree and
That's
stuff,
dope.
she'll go directly into her field and stuff. And
That's
go
what,
from there.
like, that whole story makes me so irritated with my son, because he's not, he doesn't go out. He's so, like, I guess introverted. Like, and I keep telling him, like, dude, you've got to meet people. You got to like network yourself. You got to open. Like, it's always about who you know, not what you know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he's really reserved.
Yeah.
Like he don't. And I guess maybe that's the new type of fucking kid that's out there now. but-
It's different and stuff. Like Mia, she's kind of like that, but I watch her at the tournaments and stuff, especially at this last nationals. She knows other wrestlers from other states and stuff, from Florida, all over the place. And she's over there and she's shooting the shit with them and stuff. And I'm looking at her, I'm like, that attitude, what you're doing there, that whole deal, you need to take that and put it into your job opportunities and stuff.
Yeah.
Be the same way. Be open. Talk to people.
Yeah.
Make conversation, make connections, because it's all about networking.
Yep.
Yeah,
You know,
for sure.
At the end of it,
Yeah.
it's all about
Yeah.
networking.
100%.
Yeah.
You know?
Whew, man. Well, I wish we could be here for more time, man. But we're already over 2 hours, so we only hit 2 topics today. SanJuan, man, you got any final thoughts?
No,
No.
that's it.
Next.
That's it, man.
Jake, you got any final thoughts?
Look, appreciate it, man. Thank
Yeah.
you again. Appreciate you guys and stuff. I had
Thank you
fun.
for coming, man. This is
Yeah.
fucking fun, man.
Always a blast.
Like to have you on more often, but our schedule sucks. So,
Yeah.
and I get it.
Life.
Yeah. You got any fucking final thoughts, brother?
Man, bro, shit, just my say, man. Let's go get it and come back with it.
100.
That's fucking beautiful, man. It really is, because as we just fucking talked about our kids not showing the hunger. I know my son fucking has the hunger in him. It's just
It's
he's
there.
just so reserved.
You gotta
to-
pull it out of him, bro.
Yeah.
Just speak it into his ass, you know?
It's crazy because he's been like this his whole life. But we went to Dallas one time to do a quinceañera photo shoot for my buddy, and we stayed at his house. And the whole weekend, my son's a whole different kid. Like, who the fuck is this kid?
Right?
And I'm like, how the fuck did you do that to him? He's like, I got away with kids, man. And I'm like, I ain't never seen this kid ever talk to a stranger like that.
Yeah.
And he just met you this weekend, and yeah, man. So yeah, it's there. It's just
oh, yeah.
yeah, you're right. Like, it has to be
You gotta
pulled
pull
the
it
fuck out of him.
Yeah.
But yeah, man, I want to shout out my sponsors. Hit up Tigre Burrito. The original management is back, and fuck them up. Let them know I sent you. They'll give you some free bags and napkins with your order.
Maybe.
Yeah, so hit them up. Patriot Paint and Construction, no jobs too big, too small. And RL Creations, you've got spring ball, summer ball, fall ball, all this shit coming up. She can make your team shirts and mom shirts and Easter shirts, all that shit come to life. And KJ Aesthetics, if you reach out to her and tell her I sent you, you get 15% off for all the ladies' your mom, your tias, everybody that you want to hook up for some eyelashes.
Thomas,
Some
get him ready. Guys too, you can't leave him out. Thomas, I got you, bud.
And I gotta shout out Thomas, man. I know he's been MIA since he had the tattoo, but
Got infected. Just gonna put it out there.
but we'll have him on and we'll show the tat on the YouTube.
It's gonna be awesome. Beautiful.
And someone's fucking around and it didn't get infected.
You sure?
Oh man, fuck man. This has been fun. But until next time, guys, raise some bucks.